Yeah, what's up? Hello, hello. How are you doing?
Oh,
quiet is
entries into the site. ResQ was
Wait, we can turn this way up.
finding the shots, especially the first one that we saw sniping that player out of the air was ridiculous.
And if you look at this, G2 is loosened in this situation, is the ability to turn things around and actually put your team in your back and have the nerve and the balls to go
How's
for
everyone
this
doing?
kind of picks and this kind of aggression time
Hello,
after
hello.
time.
The thing that makes me nervous,
YouTube
because
chat as well.
ResQ
Hello,
really
everyone. How we
did
doing?
save this game. Is that something you can actually replicate that, or can G2 like fix the issues that actually got them there? Because I feel like when you lock it in up like that, you don't have to like play the map as cleverly. You're just looking to like open up opportunities.
Laying lower with the prime. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. And Hyzor as well with the prime. I appreciate that also. Thank you for doing that.
In particular. Oh, I mean, I am so excited to see this head-to-head come into fruition. I want to see how they both perform.
You heard rumors I'm missing the second game because Wingman's challenged me to a battle. Yeah, that's very accurate.
Yes, we talk about how important the Neon
very
meta
accurate.
is and how the duelists
At least
again,
50%
top
right.
of the food chain when it talks about when we talk about winning the matches, and this is probably one of the biggest head-to-heads that we have in the competition.
It is indeed, and SRN just incredible performance. 15 first kills against Giant X, by the way.
Yeah, this is a player you have.
Who do I think wins? I think MIBR wins this. It depends because G2 need to look a lot better. Like if you just go off what we've seen already, MIBR win. But I expect G2 can look way better than they did.
MIBR definitely need to rely on here to get out to an early lead against G2.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the speed of the games. We know that the Neon is very disruptive.
Today's games, yeah,
I think
today's
that
games are
probably I'm
stacked.
giving a little bit more of an edge to MIBR.
It's a bit of a
because
shame I
the
missed the
follow-up
second
to that
game, but
Neon is a bit better on their side.
Yeah, and let's talk about, I guess, this edge towards MIBR, because they themselves talked about it. They wanted this matchup against G2. They want to see how they compare against the former champions, and I'm almost looking at this feeling like they have a great shot.
Yeah, I think with sort of the pace they like to play with as well, there's always these different questions you're going to be forcing G2 to come up with answers with on the spot, which is where a person like Mimi is going to be able to see through that and solve things. But what is so interesting to me about this matchup is how much firing power is behind those duelists too, because you've got to play like Jelly on MIBR that will just be like calm for 3 maps, and then the 4th map is dropping 25, 30 kills. Ridiculous, but
strong legs, yeah, I've seen this title.
Yeah, I just hope they're ready for this Jelly today. But let's send it back to Mika Fabs and hear from SRN.
We've got MIBR's SRN here with me now. SRN,
What did Roy do now? He's flaming.
This roster's first
Insta-game.
global tournament, and now you're going to be up against one of the most experienced rosters in Game Changers history. Do you guys feel like you're the underdogs in this match, and why or why not?
I don't think that we are the underdogs. Maybe for them we are, but like we have a lot of experience in Brazil, like on the stage, and we are managing to bring that to here to the big stage. And I think that we have like a very good gameplay and a special gameplay, and it will be like a very fun match to play.
Oh, I'm so excited to hear about that, and we know how strong the Brazilian region is, so best of luck to you.
Requiem Veil as well. Thank you for the tier 1. Thank you for doing that also.
They have learned so much.
Good raid. I think I'll raid Mini afterwards. I think he's doing the second game.
They're not the kind of team that's going to cower down against a team like G2. If anything, I expect them to stand up and give it.
I think Val will outlast League.
Oh, yeah, exactly, and I think I'm on that boat as well. But
honestly, I don't know, dude.
G2 that I think is very
League's crazy popular still.
That they have.
Everyone just always goes back to that game. That's the thing.
SRN said that they see themselves as maybe not
I imagine they'll just stay around for a very long time, just purely because of updates and stuff. Right, they already announced they're going to Unreal Engine 5.
Thinking also about the run that
5?
Team
I think
Liquid
that's right.
had last year, living up to expectations.
League is crazy? Yeah, League
League
is so crazy. I watched Sideshow was playing it for the first time. I could only watch for about 20 seconds just because
I sort of love hearing SRN
it's painful
say
watching
that,
people for the first time.
Right? If you don't follow the scenes, or
But,
like, especially if you're just an
dude,
NA
everyone
fan,
always
so
goes
used
back to that
seeing, like,
game.
online
It's a good
play,
game.
You forget that like Brazil has
Glamorgo
a
with the
LAN
tier
scene,
1.
right?
Thank you for the 9 months. Thank you for that.
Also EMEA, right? You were able to play there too. So these two teams have that experience that they can bring to the stage and have a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, I've never wanted to know how to speak
Sideshow yesterday lost 13 games in a row? Holy hell. I mean, he's learning though, I guess.
The energy they were bringing, the trash talk they were bringing as well.
It's the fastest way to learn in theory.
They're scared to do against G2. They just don't usually have the, I guess, the
how much do I know about League? You're a fan? I played a good amount of League. I'm a fan. I think it's a great game.
But I think that is something that worked for a team like Crew, right?
Again, I haven't played it properly for like
sort of throwing it in against G2. It took G2
7 years, maybe.
Up until the very end to figure that out with like purchasing an op for ResQ on attack to try and catch out some of that aggro.
And
I think we'll start seeing agent bans and Val. I reckon they'll test. I reckon an off-season event, although ask an off-season event to test one-person bans maybe next year, maybe a year beyond. I don't think it will happen for a while, if it's ever going to happen. It changes too much of the game. I think they need to test the water first before doing it. Because it just changes so much. It just means that everyone does like loads of one and done comps and they just switch between. And then you maybe need more coaching stuff, which isn't great as well. Nevermore as well, thank you so much for the tier 1, thank you for that.
Eu achei realmente que o nosso primeiro mapa ia ser pouco mais pegado sim, porque esse é nossa estreia, né? O nosso primeiro mapa. Então a gente poderia se sentir pouco nervosa, assim, pouco afobada, mas depois que a gente foi se acostumando, ficou bem melhor. Tanto aqui no segundo mapa foi um stomp, né? Então sim, foi o esperado. Não foi uma surpresa. Todo mundo amassou no tempo que devia avançar, todo mundo apareceu. Eu fiquei muito feliz em ver todo mundo aparecendo. E agora a gente vai ter que desfrutar, né, dessa vitória e saber ganhar.
Scream is grinding but looking for teams still. Yeah, I mean, teams this year took a lot. Teams this year just looked at Heretics and was like, well, we should just try out all the tier 2. So, I feel like that changed a lot of teams to focus on taking a gamble with new talent instead of like older talent. I don't know, and maybe the meta, I guess, at the time when people were searching for teams, like Neon was obviously really strong. He's not known for his Neon, but I think if Neon gets a good nerf and Phoenix becomes pretty strong, teams, not saying they're going to make a change midway, but I think they might would have been more tempted to have given him a better shot. Look at NRG. Yeah, I mean the tier 2 talent is great. I think the gap between tier 1 and tier 2 isn't even as much as like I thought in certain regions, especially Americas. America's always has like three or so, maybe even 4 teams that could do pretty good in the league.
Like MIBR, I think Loud last year surprised a lot of people by making that crazy lower bracket run, and this is the team that beat them, right? Like MIBR. Yes,
you think is the best game change player after Floor?
If you haven't followed their
it's pretty hard to say. I haven't watched enough. Odds is insane.
Yeah, exactly. The head-to-head
Suzu's insane.
One pound for pound that we're going to see today. I agree with you. There's many people
that
are
it's hard. There's a lot of good players.
It's time for the results of our MasterCard fan poll. Earlier, we asked you.
I think it can't be understated how
highest ACS by the
much
end of
impact
today.
Suzu has had.
I'm glad to see you guys have a brain. That's nice. Good job.
I don't think guessing Fluorescent is the highest ACS proves that you have a
Vania,
brain.
yeah, Vania's been good. It's hard with G2 just because they just look worse
That is true,
this event.
but I'm actually surprised to see ResQ coming second there. I felt like maybe SRN would be the
I'm surprised with the Neri coming last.
I prefer Sova or Fade on Sunset at the moment. I prefer Fade with Neon comps and Sova with everything else.
Yes, I win with Zipto because why not?
I struggled. This is the prediction that I struggled.
It's hard to go with Zipto after looking at these
hold on.
previous games.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Did you predict MIBR over G2 Gozen? I am telling them you did this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's smart.
Actually, Kukuka,
from what we've seen. Tom Powell, thank you so much. 20 months. Thank you so much for that, Tom.
I'm back in.
I'm snitching.
No. I
appreciate the prime usage.
It is extremely close. We will see. Okay, prove me wrong.
Why did you choose
prove me wrong. Otherwise, I expect an apology from you.
Do I prefer Sova or Fade on Powell? Probably one of the only ones that prefers Sova. Sova's great on that map.
The other day from G2.
Fade's also really good, but
I cannot say the same for MIBR.
I like
the fact that they picked out on the pro.
I like the options that you can do with Sova.
The decision making. I just like the team as a whole, so I said, why not?
I can't believe you did that. I cannot believe it. But today, some win streaks will be coming to an end. Our 4 undefeated teams.
How do you balance Neon? Let's find out. How long we got to wait? Like a week?
One step closer even to the grand final.
Wait, do we need to wait a week or is it longer than a week?
Game Changers Championship 2024.
It's patch 9.11, right? When's 9.10 out? Wait, is 9.10 not out today? Am I just fully wrong, or is that next week as well? The patch after Phoenix? Okay. So in 2 weeks' time.
In 2022, under Cloud9 White,
9.10's meant to have a...
What are you doing? Who the f are you beating? Holy f am I playing silvers?
Damn, they give it.
is just to stay humble.
9.10's meant to
also
have a
self-confidence.
Sage buff, right?
Last year, we didn't
And
have
shield
the
thing.
opportunity to face them.
Phoenix
But I'm
rework,
so
yeah, it's a big
happy that
patch.
they lifted the trophy.
Zipto, they have probably the best aim besides my team in this tournament.
Oh my god, Tara with an outrageous 3! Zipto are large and in charge.
I think that it will force us to make better strategic decisions because we can't just rely on our aim to one-tap everybody.
Mel, I've been watching her since she was in MAJKL. Going up against someone who I've always looked up to is
Yeah, I
a
think there's
huge
a
honor
Sage
for
buff
me.
and a Cypher enough as
I
well.
just hope we have a very good game.
To my
Not
teammates, let's
100%.
just do our best and let's have fun. Zipto, I hope we have a good game.
I'm feeling great, but also anxious about the upcoming matches. We're gonna play a lot better opponents.
Philly Dilly with the 29 mums. Thank you so much, dude.
Eu fico feliz em encarar
Thank
a
you, Philly.
G2 agora, né? Porque eu sempre
Appreciate the
quero
tier one.
jogar contra a G2. É time muito histórico, né? Aqui no
Nerf to max
inclusive.
Cypher trip length.
MIBR is a really
It's a
good
giant
team,
nerf, that is.
and SRN is a really good player too.
I don't think so. I don't think so. They're not a biggest fan of like reverting changes that they've done. They're probably nerf in a
They're
different
my
way.
friend, and I can't wait to play against them. The best fearless twins.
Rescue, live up to your name again, like the life raft the G2 need.
O que eu quero dizer pro povo brasileiro aí que tá aí de casa torcendo por nós é muito obrigada por estar acompanhando a gente tá muito feliz pelo apoio.
I dreamt about being here for a very long time, and I just believe in my team so much. I am not gonna let this go to waste.
Okay, well, let's see if that's true. Trips are fine, but they should break with Prowler and Dogs. That's a big nerf as well. I think something like that maybe does make sense for ranked, though. And I think initiators aren't super strong. Well, do you want to buff initiators and then... Problem with that is you buff initiators and then everyone just plays double smoke. It's weird, man. Trying to balance this game is crazy hard. Like a lose-lose situation. Jack B2016, thank you so much, Jack. Appreciate that as well, man. Thank you for the prime, thank you for the half a year. We've got the maps already. Bind, picked by MIBR, Split, the G2 pick, and then Sunset. Bind, Split, Sunset. Come.
G2 Gozen are currently on a 16-game win streak.
Is
and on the
SPG
other
done
side,
for?
MIBR 9.
I don't really
Just
know.
who's gonna be able to
It hurts
keep
them
this
though.
up, we will find out
It for sure
today.
hurts them. They were like one of the
Let's
best
take a
with
look
Neon.
at the map vetoes first, because this is going to be a very, very important best of 3.
Yeah, especially as we were saying the other day, MIBR, you know, having what it takes to pick on that Pearl, to bring in something different. This could go many, many ways, but of course, we expect some surprises.
Yeah, I do wonder.
Prediction here.
MIBR
After
were,
what I've seen, you
abyss
have to go with
banners in their
MIBR.
previous series, but
The G2 could look
honestly,
way
after
better.
Watching G2 series, I feel like it's a little bit shaky. If MIBR
Don't you think
are not
Cypher's
like
a little bit too
perma-ban
easy to play in
Abyss
ranked?
team, I
Oh,
think
it's for
that's
sure the best
something we can
agent to
let
play
slide
ranked at the moment.
Yeah, and this is the thing about G2, though. They have choices. They like to target ban their opponents.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
After the performance that they had in G2, is
MIBR get rid of Pearl. Didn't their Pearl look alright?
I know that Min is super happy with it because G2 loves this map. The game plan is insane. If you guys are deciding on a watch party, I would recommend that one for
map-wise,
Mini's
maybe
watch
it
party
suits
for mine,
G2.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
We'll
yeah.
see.
You need to.
Do you have any more sauce for me?
No. Actually, if you want to know what I'm talking about, just go and check it for yourself.
But
It's the
I would
lore.
still go with
Using
MIBR from what we've
because
seen. I
G2
think they look better.
banned by
Yes.
last series.
Exactly.
I'm just too high up on
Anyway,
MIBR this
so
tournament. I think they win it all.
Okay. I do find it very interesting that the bans are changing, right? Especially when we're coming to this
You just played a
tournament
ranked
where
game
you
and
have, like,
Mini
two
went double
brand new
negative
maps
on
thrown at
Yoru.
you with
Why is he playing
Sunset
Yoru
Changes
and not
too. The fact
here.
These teams feel confident in potentially 7 maps is actually a very cool thing, especially when you consider these teams want to be making much deeper runs into best of 5 territory.
Yeah, exactly. And now think about that split, right? It's been a while.
I think people are overreacting about Neon. It's not like she doesn't have counterplay. I think that's the issue though. Like, what are you trying to counter her with? Like in ranked, sure, you can do Cypher trips. Majority of the time it's not organized to break the trips. In team play, nothing stops the Neon. You'd have to like double
honestly,
Sentinel, and even then I don't think
you
it's
can do on
stopping
that
it.
map for sure. I also wonder if there's like more teams that are willing to run the Neon on that map, but looking at map 3 in Sunset, if you're a G2 fan, you're surely happy to see that.
I think that's the issue. Like when people are so skilled with it, like the top 0.1%, they're too good. They're too good on Agent.
A 2-0 closes out, but it's looking like it probably will go to map 3.
Yeah, I think there's a very high possibility. Again, like if you are
teams refuse to play Deadlock. Problem with Deadlock is it's a little bit easy to anti. It's like a one and done on a lot of maps. That's the issue as well. Like it could win you the one, but then you spend all that time and it just gets antied.
I voted for G2, but I really think this is going to be tight.
It has some maps it's good on.
And going back,
I'll go try and run on split for sure.
Into this bind, I want to see if we some changes on the compositions. I'd be a little bit surprised, but hey, it's time to prove that you prepared for this. And we're doing
they are ditching the Omen. It's
they
gone.
change.
Oh no! I mean,
Solo Brim. Oh boy.
Petra on the fade, which I think is on a different level.
Yeah, we do the no Viper.
Amy's going to be on the Cypher here. What do you make of it, Under?
I mean, honestly, I'm a fan. I think on Bind, there's usually like one slot you don't really need.
Okay, let's see if MIBR play well against the no Viper, I guess.
After teams have just been able to lock down like
yeah, it's hard on this map, solo smokes.
A lot better. I don't think it's as necessary, and I actually really like the comp G2 running.
I mean, it's definitely good for trying to shut down SRN, but I mean, utility-wise, I think I favorite Viper.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just a fan that we're
how do they cover it up with the Cypher?
Like, I'm all aboard G2s.
I can't wait to see what is going to happen on this map and throw it over to your casters. Here is Uber and Wyatt.
Yeah, we'll see. If they fight Hookah early on defense, they might be alright here. You can cover up some of the Viper stuff.
That region has unleashed in the past, falling of course to Liquid in the lower bracket last year.
Of course, and because of a reason just like that, so many globally that haven't been really honed in on Brazil regionally for Game Changers are looking at the list of teams here and asking, where are Team Liquid? It's because MIBR bested them in that grand final. And we'll see
in two stages this year of GC.
Yeah, and we'll
alright, we've got MIBR on
defense,
we've got G2 on attack.
G2
should struggle with pressure over towards short.
Heavy hitters, such an experienced team this year.
So we'll get the sound a little bit.
Quick clash, Vanya already double swing. Claims 2 for G2.
Yeah, we got the sound from the other observer, not the observer run.
They'll
work it out.
But now they've let the cat out of the bag. Jelly takes a couple of shots over towards.
It's a weird strat from MIBR. It's like the 4-1 aggro that you do, but the 4 is splitting up and going 2-2. So you're not really ensuring trades well.
For the Cypher, and SRN can't get through. Petra finds it timing on the double back.
I like this from G2, just freezing in place right now, allowing more of these MIBR players to expose themselves. Very patient, waiting outside of Hookah at the moment. More than enough time to play with.
Amy here over towards this A side. There is obviously the Viper. Sat here. Zhubish though able to make a nice swing instantly.
Now we're getting the right sound.
MIBR, they're really distributed across the map in general. Jelly also pinged out by their Digi, wants to send out one of her own here, but the top of the side swarming with G2 players. It doesn't matter. Jelly able to find 2. Keeps MIBR in this pistol. It's Zhubish now with the push out. Knows that Mimi set up over towards Hookah. Petra looking to swing on this now. The 2 veterans of G2 goes
down. Honestly, a pretty good
land
chance.
the plane in this pistol. We are in the post-part, and Zhubish has to get his skates on.
Shots are going awry, but at this point with the crossfire, they should just simply be unwinnable.
Damn.
Don't know about that one. Petra.
Oh, the reposition up top as well.
Being careful. Zhubish down now to 39.
65. Go for the crouch defuse. Got to jump. Boy, that was nice timing from Mimi. Literally like just near the half as well, so you got to get off.
Pistols in their last match. Get one on the board early.
That got pretty close, though. I didn't like MIBR's pistol, really. Like, I love a 4-1 push, but with the 4 sticking together so you can trade properly. Going 2-2, like, you just have even, if not worse numbers.
Headed into that first game, they were glad that they got those nerves out the way. They felt scary for but a moment, but the steady hands of the incredibly experienced Mimi locks up that 1 versus 1 clutch.
Yeah, it got a little bit
Earns them
close.
the pistol that felt like they should have gotten a bit easier, but all is well.
G2 have gone off this double controller setup with the Omen, by the way. That sort of EG look where they try and use the one-way.
Yeah, we're taking both the orbs at least. We're trying to min-max on defense. We get Gecko orb, we get
pretty relevant
Fade,
with that trapwire SRN
orb as well.
And again, look at this very patient early round play from G2. Expecting MIBR to play to the aggression,
map pick,
which frankly,
MIBR
they are
picked it.
known for. We saw that against Giant X in their debut match. Ruthless were the Brazilian side then. But at the moment, at least in this round, playing quite passive as well.
And G2 can.
Okay, they're allowed
they're
allowed 1 def on this one. Anything else is more expensive. See the defense lux, the defense flood smoke. Sorry. Wow.
Jelly again. Able to find 2 with the Sheriff. They are so dangerous.
Good damage though.
With the Bulldog, gun advantage here.
Yeah, Cypher needs to go pick up one of these guns.
Position. Now they can fall back to Octagon and Hookah respectively.
Yeah, long range, it should be all but sealed up with the classics. MIBR hoping for just a bit more damage. It is wild to see though, even in a moment like that, just Jelly able to swing through, taking these duels, finding 2 headshots. Mad how good these MIBR players are on that individual level. No shortage of high-level mechanics.
It's good damage. So far this is 2 guns. And Cypher didn't pick up a gun as well. Cypher didn't get involved and pick up a gun. They actually lost 3.
Recover anything better than a ghost at the moment.
She came into the round with that ghost, of course, as the Cypher often has to.
And that is some damage done. It's good. Pretty much, if they go for the bonus, which they probably should, they can have 2 rifles and then like what? Sheriffs maybe?
Unlucky. Just the Bulldog out of that anti-eco.
Significant damage dealt from MIBR already. And one of my major questions for this Brazilian team headed into today, because is how well will they fare in a game where they
I'm not sure, Ivy. We haven't seen enough, really. I think the
aim,
Astra buff made people more tempted to go double smoke sometimes as well.
Something we had to see them explore.
It's not just like the Gecko nerfs, it's like
really on a totally different level
buffs
when
as
it came
well.
to the firepower. But G2, they have the ability to match that, no doubt.
Jelly going to be spotted out by this Prowler. Forced out of Hookah. Already 4 kills for her. Rescue now, wants the satchel out. Double all the way to the back of the site here. Behind that Gecko U2.
Yeah, this is nice though. They get over towards the site. Yeah, MIBR played this a little bit weird. Gave him sight but hold long. People that are wondering as well, like you see the pathing, the double satchel there, it's always better to go on like the little ledge than the top ledge. Just so much easier to double satchel out.
Even take the fight towards Octagon as Amy.
Amy knows it. Here comes the Dizzy. Jelly wants to try and step up here, really chomping at the bit to take the fight, but G2 wrap around the corner.
Try and take line up maybe.
Jubish is going to be there to make it a 2-for-1. SRN up on the site now. Rescue needs to come in through elbow. Mosh Pit should
tanking it for half. Ooh, nice satchel. Wait, that was legit.
Now it's up to Mimi with the Sheriff. That's just too much to ask.
Wait, that was pretty cool though. You see that? Yeah, satchel to managed to get half and then satchel above it to not take damage, or maybe it was like half the damage. Like it could have been on the edge. I think she avoided everything.
Overall, it was a good retake timing from MIBR, coordinating that effort in
Octagon,
that was awesome. As well as the 3.
Yeah, I thought she was done for. I thought she was going to tank it.
Pushing out in that moment with the Prowler through main.
The retake, they were very calm on the retake. Yeah, look at that. The little satchel above, that was awesome.
Again, did have the inferior weapons, were at a disadvantage anyhow.
I do like to push out onto long.
They did enough damage, right? We've got 2 people here that can't buy next. So giant rounds, as always. We've got official diff. And we're 1 away from attack official, so maybe a lot of fighting for orbs at the moment, as you see them fight for long orb and shower orb.
Hanging in the balance. There's likewise.
Yeah, they don't want Gecko to get this.
Okay, this re-explore for MIBR into shower might yield some results, but Petra is waiting for it. Waiting for it, and what a tap! SRN downed. And that's all the G2 really want from that. They're happy to pull away, go elsewhere on the map now. That's going to keep MIBR interested in what's happening over at A.
Narrow angle for Jubish may be able to get a headshot if it's a walk peeker. Maybe a jiggle with the crouch here from Mimi.
Try playing with a monitor tilted? Nah, I don't really.
Of course,
I haven't had like a full month of playing, really. I mean, maybe I guess.
From this point out.
Was it September or something? We played a good amount.
Have just been silent as the crypt. They are playing with the utmost patience.
It's just not good for me. It's not good for you anyway, so I just wouldn't recommend it.
Some warning
like
shots
neck-wise.
Mimi really takes only incidental damage. Viper wall thrown up. 30 seconds left in the round now, and there's actually presence here in Hookah for Jelly. This could be an issue for G2.
Wow, and actually right now, look at Jubish falling off towards A. A double rotate. This patience from G2 is confused.
Raul didn't hit as well. Yeah, and you can ult. Dude, this is weird. Like, you could definitely ult to help out your team, but they're fighting before the ult. You could see it on the minimap. They were all fighting way before the ult. The comms are a little bit off. I think it would have been better for the Gecko to honestly just fight if the rest of the team's flooding in like this.
From the Thrash, trying to use the Prowler as an opportunity to drop from Hookah. Rescue on site. So they go down clean, but no bind there. That should seal this counter Thrash as well. Round should be good as done.
They're gonna go for this fight. They're gonna fight Jelly.
The molly miss? I feel like you could defuse that on the side.
Right now. Mimi steps up and is quelled.
God, it's close.
This molly, of course, is going to make it pretty tough. Yeah, Jelly knows that there's no
chance.
Damn,
half already as well. Damn, that was really nice.
9-3. Somehow gets it all.
Actually fragging crazy heavy, even with the mistake over towards site.
Fantastic form already.
Yeah, that's just individual.
Firmly taken over this early game. That push into Hookah while all the presence was coming. Octagon, little intuitive moment right there where they took the fight against Petra.
I mean, I guess it's a 1v3 if you include the trade, but
so critical when the retake effort comes in, dividing the attention of G2, making it easier for your
Wingman got a half
fight
as well, kind of created the extra pressure there.
Little buddy Wingman made that a 2v2 essentially.
Yeah.
G2 are not splitting their B hits though. It's either
created
through
the first swing
or through Hookah. That's been the undoing the last couple hits.
And you have to give massive credit to MIBR for recognizing that already. It's netted them 2-round wins, that good positional play.
Jelly here this time playing back to the site. More of an anchor position here for MIBR.
This is the kind of default that MIBR should be doing on their attack. Right, when you have no Viper to commonly block this, like inserting one over towards Hookah just becomes everything. Because then you create pressure A and someone needs to rotate and you're always visible from the actual Hookah area. So, the audio, yeah, I think they're going to fix it. Hoping it'll get there.
Some damage, Molly to fall back, weak, feeling the pressure. Yeah, caught actually rescue from the satchel.
It's definitely on the wrong observer for sound.
Required, and now Melissa under pressure.
Falling back to the back of the site here. Vani are also looking over this now. If the horn comes in, that's going to be cleared pretty easily. Molly set up for a post plant if required. Jubish there running into aiming over on that B side of the map, and it's going to be a complete pivot here for G2.
And this is, again, this is like why it's strong, right? We had a similar thing. Wall went down, we got the luck, and also when people are doing this wall to extend the wall over towards showers, there's always like this cubby and like area that you can play in front of the wall. And it came back to bite them a little bit. Ooh, we're missing some shots. Doesn't matter.
And that'll do it. Just Jelly standing now.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so what we're saying for MIBR here, over-rotate, pull people over towards A. It was a nice round from G2 though, right? They go early, they take control, they insert. It was basically what we were talking about that MIBR need to do. Hopefully we see the Cypher kill now, yeah. That's the rotate coming in, and then we just have the one luck.
Insertion of Amy in Hookah early was to catch the timing on a rotator while the short push is coming, and if she does, we're just going right back. Their eco round plan worked to a T, exactly as it was drawn up. The critical aspect of that too is though Amy finding the kill.
Yeah, I mean this changes a lot. They get so much money from this.
She has been the player so far in this tournament, though. Of course, it's only been one series, but she
look at the money diff now. They're all bought up as well.
There for G2, whether it was the maps that they were winning or losing against.
Yeah, and if you're MIBR doing the VOD review, this is one that you gotta look heavily at.
Devastating. Moments like that is where she's really come
the over-rotate. You gotta still remember that there's TPs in this map.
Surprisingly, the last representing EU at this tournament.
You can see how G2's choice of comp, I think, really plays into the way that they want to play bind. This is a new look for them, or a newer
look. Had G2 played that eco? Yeah, it was awesome.
Right? Really not bothering
We're actually seeing this default way more. We saw it, I can't remember what team it was in the Sen City event, but they did something similar. I think it was against NRG, I don't know who did it, where they used this wall against them as well, right? This wall that we just seen played out here as this extra area where it's freedom in front. C9, yeah, it's becoming way more common. I think teams are going to start using this safer wall over towards B. I'm not sure it's, at least if that default becomes way more popular, I think teams are going to struggle. Definitely did good damage here.
It's a little unfortunate for G2. They absolutely...
My fault on the no Viper, they're going to struggle on defense. It's my fault.
And SRM lives. I like this, though, again, though, really playing to the extremities. G2 tucking where they can. Amy definitely needs 2 kills for her troubles, though. Actually opts off that line. Too many guns pointed at her.
And this is where the very passive nature of G2 so far on this attack app is paying off, trying to circumvent this aggression, and their orbital strike doesn't actually.
I mean, if you're MIBR, are you not pretty happy with this ult that just came out?
For Res Q. Damage is being dealt to players across the board. Amy's still patient on that flank, watchful.
So you already got forced though off the side
for ult as well, not bad. Can I get like one more kill? One more kill would be great damage. I mean, it's an easy TP call.
With that Brim ultimate, and again, G2.
This is one of the ones where they're using ults to prioritize their money.
With a slinger, and the firing squad is waiting for her.
Prioritize the ults. Prioritize the money, use the ults, and then you're in a good spot for the rest of the half.
Intelligent game on these rounds, working the map.
Yeah, the calling's been nice. I mean, this one was easy to do, right? But Curious with the Prime. Thank you so much for the 15 months.
To attribute to
the 4-person stronghold.
That is where their shortcomings were to be had. And
surely someone swings us the contact. Oh, okay.
Small amount of
Velonica07 with the tier 1. Thank you for that also. Appreciate the 14 months.
At the moment, though, G2, as far as the team play, are looking great. And beyond patient, they're giving MIBR a lot of respect.
Even Juvenile streaming. Dude, I watched that The GE announcement was so weird today, right? Because it was like, this is the normal comp on Ascent, but we want to mix it up by using this comp, and then they described the whole comp that just gets nullified by one KO knife. I was watching it thinking, yeah, but the KO knife just hits and you can't do any of this.
She's been playing well within formation. It's looked really disciplined this series.
That's all I could think throughout the whole video.
So we've got our Viper Spit set up here towards A short. This will put
G2. Zeta Chu with the Prime. What comp with it? It was crazy, dude. There's a harbor and everything.
Right now. G2 can opt out of this. They're also very wary of a Shower's crunch through that TP, having no B long control.
It was like no duelist, right? No duelist, harbor wingman. I think it was a bit of a meme. I'm hoping it was a bit of a meme.
The economy for G2 has gotten completely out of hand from that eco round flip where they saved 5 of MIBR's Vandals, stole them away along with that round.
GE, yeah, they're doing some weird videos, GE. So I like the other one, the Magician one, that was cool.
For the Brazilian side, they need this desperately, or they'll be back forced on.
Yeah, this one's hard for G2 just purely because the setup is so good with the Viper ult.
So you already hear the solo players.
The good news for G2
is... She knows she just really has to try and get out, but she might not have the time! Rescue Alliance in front of her, but Sayori makes sure it's an awkward landing for the
good news is that they weren't searching for info over towards A, so there was only 2 on B site, but that molly was perfect. Fade ult as well. Money's low on MIBR, so they want to try keep this one as clean as possible. Dude, 20 seconds with grouping over towards long.
Even if that happens, MIBR is still on A.
They've got to go for it now. No choice for G2 but to commit to this, and in they go.
Yeah,
Amy trying to set things up on Cybercase, but Sayori with the strike through.
Oh boy, this is a melons. Yeah, this is a melons round. It went bad. It went real bad.
That's the issue. Split across the map, hoping to get what they can out of this round.
Does everyone remember that round that we had like sorry, it was this year, when Fnatic did like a default and then the time ran out and they had to save with 5? This really reminded me of it, because honestly, once the raise goes down here, unless you're insta running over towards short and praying, I think you fight. I think you have to save with 4.
Dizzy did come, but it was a little too late.
Because you're re-hitting where the 3-person stack is no matter what. And I get why they don't want to go short because the Viper board's there. But honestly, maybe the 4-person save would have been the one there. But yeah, you never want to do it because it doesn't look great.
And MIBR keep 3 ultimates out
The
of the
Fnatic Na'Vi game, yeah, it was. It was the one where they couldn't get into hookah because of this trip, right? Yeah, you're right. That was a good memory.
Okay, catch on to the Cypher.
It doesn't do much, but it creates a lot of pressure. Like they might have followed this one through, but they're not picking this one back. So honestly, this is a big win for G2. And they didn't take any map control with it. They just created a bit of pressure.
That would have been beyond devious.
We got Razor to send it. Oh my goodness. Razor to send it. Razor on the defense. Brimalt.
Yeah, so far in a lot of these moments where G2 have been straying more towards B, it's been Petra making noise.
Raze to send it out in defense with Razor.
Dizzy goes in here for G2. They're gonna have to commit to it now. It's gonna be a showstopper.
Oh, that was sick. Dude, it looked like the rockets hit in midair. That was awesome. Okay, still though, the trades aren't too bad. They TP, we've got 3 people here. Ever, timing of it's important. Ever goes in, or Ever timing is sick.
Into the line of fire. Melissa is able to find one, and Jelly wants to get ahead of this as well. Wingman thrown out for some scouting, and Sayori needs to reload. Back off into halls. Here comes the plant, but Jelly's playing close here. Fire staring that smoke down. And it's going to be a 1-for-1 immediately as the smoke drops. It's Petra. With 2 to take down and 15 points of health. Just how sharp
Okay, they got a timeout. This was pretty cool by MIBR. I've never really seen. I think this is like a anti-Raze or like a setup that they like to do with Raze. Double hold hookah, and then if they go out towards site, you can react by ulting. And then obviously no one's going to follow it up. You're going to isolate one because you're ult, or you're going to get multiple because of the taking damage through wall. This is a pretty cool setup. I don't know if I've seen this before. The util was sick on this round, by the way. That is in MIBR's.
Engagement rather. SRN has looked good. Didn't really take over.
Are they trying to work the TPs too much here?
Obviously, that's still something that we know could happen.
They probably could have second waved into B.
It's always Jelly and SRN. This
I don't know if they use their Gecko Flash or not.
MIBR that is taking them over the top in must-win series. It happened to qualify here.
Yeah, Reprovise do it. I can check it on my phone.
Half of that duo is taking them over the top.
I can check it at one point on my phone, wherever it is.
Now, MIBR have used their 5 ultimates and they've turned that into 2 rounds. It's been pretty important, and it has been those ultimates that have stopped G2 goes in their tracks, whether it's going to be the showstopper or the orbital strike we saw in the previous
G2
round.
are going to struggle
Nightfall used in the one before
if they don't get
now they don't have that to rely on.
7 rounds.
Now G2 have a round here from the coach, leader, of course, to bring in that one Thrash ultimate they've got available to them and a full buy.
Still,
it's a game. Okay, I'm interested to see what you're talking about.
Mad sometimes how much one round in Valorant can
Will it work for the next map Reprovise? Because I have no idea what my phone is.
Has them still just full buying from here until infinity.
They will? Okay.
Just still all Vandals, all heavy armor, Thrash delay with heading into this.
Right, so they had a good timeout, and they got to start taking a bit more map control. They got to give themselves some options.
At this point.
Camera over towards long, that gets shot as well. So. Smash from MIBR.
Trying to stabilize Showers, keep some information, passive control here, but will eventually be forced out by the Boombot.
G2 pretty adamant about taking control of this part of the map. There's another Prowler. The city's going to be throwing out. Everything coming in now as the crunch from the backside is here. Here comes SRN. Able to find the one Sayuri before she went down. Gets one of her own. 10 HP and hanging on.
Here. This got crazy close, right? 10 HP, 10 HP. You'd say the G2 got outrageously unlucky. Go and spam that wall on the left.
And now she can stuck in that corner. It's going to be a real nuisance. Low as they are to clear out. Amy's also starting to threaten. They know they've got 2 MIBR players trapped inside Showers. And then they will stay. Jubish from heaven. We'll look to challenge us at least.
Okay, nice shots at the end here. I'm not sure how the second one hit, but lovely.
Once again, Amy is just the steady force that has been consistent.
It felt like a weird Showers crunch, right?
Players weak, sure, but still winning out that 1 versus 2 after
the nade was way better than I thought. I didn't see the nade.
Bait into the Shower's crunch. On those prior rounds, Petra had only been dealing with Melissa in Shower. And they finally felt that they could go for that max presence there. And in that moment, Melissa says, hey, they just boombotted. They used a Prowler. I'm hearing, like, they're using everything.
Dude, what a big round. Forced him down to an eco.
Shower's crunch. It worked perfectly, but...
Oh, boy.
Wow,
well,
Jelly just swings out into
their double swings over towards Hooker has not paid off. But I think this did make... This looks a little bit weird, right? But in terms of like the actual how the game's been going, it made a lot of sense, right? So it was like G2 on their default were going over towards long, right? They were taking these positions heavy. Then a timeout comes in and now their focus is over towards Showers. The thought process of this was they're going to default heavy Showers again. We know it's most likely going to be a 4-1. We can create pressure on the 1 while the Cypher is cameraing out here. It wasn't that bad at all. It was more just good from G2 that they were changing it up. But again, I think MIBR, like 5 against this comp, they'll be happy with.
It's just not going to work with G2's current approach to this attack half, which is patience. It is simply patience.
Reminiscent of what we saw on the pistol from MIBR.
What's up, Boo? How we done? How's Pratt going?
During rifle rounds, they are not pushing out. They'll either, set up an octagon or in hookah. Try and come back in after the fact, but a very ill-fated early exchange here for MIBR, and Thrash 2 Electric Boogaloo. Hit a little
different. Economy, yeah, they're trying to definitely secure some rounds.
At the moment, I was looking to see if Sayuri is going to try to fight for one of these orbs. 2 off of getting the orbital strike now into their
that was fast, Prodigy.
Shout out to you. Hanging in the balance. MIBR, and it looks like they want to get towards that Shower orb as SRN takes the engagement on short.
What a shot.
First kill. A bit quiet this game.
SRN doesn't want to give up that space, nor does Melissa here. MIBR putting the line of scrimmage very far forward on this A side, but eventually G2 are going to be able to make their way through. Sayuri down.
Big Joel. Go chill. Relax, you did it. You did it. You won the round. You won the round. Stop it. Oh my goodness. Okay, sure. Just win it like that. Why not? It's all good. Yeah, aim's that good. Fair play. You keep on going.
Skill. I mean, SRN is just more than happy to take those fights, feeling the aim, the confidence flowing in that moment.
Even in the 2v3, did the hard part and then just carried on Joel in.
There's no help on the way in that 1 versus 2. No help on the way. That is just pure confidence. Maybe ill-advised, really, but when you're hitting shots
definitely
like
ill-advised. In the VOD review, I'd be like, well, shouldn't really be doing this, but...
Okay.
No damage taken? Yeah, no bullets were there.
Last round of the half here. Obviously G2 swimming in Benjamins, so... Fire not an issue here. Showstopper orbital strike up for MIBR though. That combination really messed up G2 on one of these fast B hits earlier in this half.
Where are you?
Again, it's this.
Yeah, MIBR in a good spot to win this one though, and 6 would be incredible.
This here, and it's a trap play. Showstopper in, but way too far. Is SRN? They want to swing off this so Jelly, and the rest of the team follow up immediately. So
Big Joe.
Confident.
The raw firepower is unreal, but Mimi gives as good as she gets. Wingman to get the plant, and Mimi wants to get ahead of this intervents.
Weird, because you know they have Gecko ult, so swinging spawn here makes sense because you can imagine as well.
She won't have a chance to fire at Thrash as he approaches.
Oh.
Somehow, Mimi needs to catch Jelly by surprise. That's not happening. Here comes Thrash. It's a problem.
Oh, wow.
Mimi able to avoid it somehow. Now looks to back away. Still has a mosh pit to work with, but takes the fight. And the double fakes there from MIBR was a little too much.
I managed to get around the corner, right? There's no way she shot that. MIBR should be pretty happy with 6 because this is a hard comp on defense. I think G2 need to be like very, very proactive because the no vision block over towards B just becomes such a nightmare. And MIBR, like, they just have to default over towards B like 80% of the rounds, to be honest.
And then, to the credit of the Brazilian side, some of these individual rounds have just been sick. And the way that they've been
Jelly just out-jewels everyone, I feel like, aim-wise.
We've got Mika Fab standing by with Vermelia, a content creator from Brazil. So take it away.
Don't you just love how Game Changers brings everybody from all over the world? We have Vermelia here all the way from Brazil. Yeah, let's give her a round of applause. Vermelia, is this your first time in Berlin?
Yeah, it's my first time in Europe in general.
Oh wow, how's it been for you so far?
Freezing, I would say. And yesterday I just walked like 9 kilometers around the
Freezing.
city. It was awesome.
Oh, that's amazing. No, I can tell as an island girl, I am also freezing. But this is, you know, amazing because this is your second Game Changers Champions. How has it been? What's it like so crazy now that you're here in Berlin covering the same event?
Oh, it's awesome because the last year was in Brazil, so it is pretty different because there we had like everyone screaming. I think like people here will be like, whoa, she screams a lot. And I'm sorry, I have to represent Brazil by myself. Sorry, guys.
No apologies here. I think we love it. And we know just how, yeah, we can give her a shout of support. We know just how, you know, fiery the Brazilian
What is better, Bind, Viper, or Cypher? I would always have a Viper.
How are they cheering for MIBR? What's it like back home?
Like everyone is crazy on Twitter, and it's kind of funny because last year we had Team Liquid, and now we have MIBR, but I would say that today Brazil is MIBR and MIBR is Brazil. We are like a whole team today.
Oh wow, everybody united, and now the score is 6-6. It's pretty even right now. How's it gonna go down, Vermilya?
I think it's good because when you go like halftime on this map, I think like for Brazil will be better the next one. And I don't think it's gonna be easy, and I don't want to be easy because we are on G2 home, but I'm sorry, I think Brazil is gonna win, so MIBR for today.
Oh, we're here for a good series, right? And it is gonna be a good one, so let's send it back to the game.
Tied game at the half here as MIBR start to make adaptations through their defense half white, but they're taking these scrappy skirmishes on
the Cypher? I mean, the Cypher can do
G2
good stuff.
Setting up their, you know, fairly complex.
But I would always prefer the Viper,
especially
on defense.
What the pace change will be from MIBR.
I want to keep an eye on how many times they actually like default over towards B. This is how I do it at the moment with MIBR. First 2 rounds I'll probably go A, and then the rest of the map I'm just defaulting B.
Slow-paced, patient half from G2.
No attack side Cypher here, so MIBR obviously don't have contingency against potential flanks, so going fast might be the play. Nice molly. SRN now caught inside your wall with only the shorty to work with. And Wingman interrupted him. He's able to bring him down now. This is pace
Isolates
from
the Brim.
Veto's
really good. Wait, what? How did that go so badly?
Oh my Petra! More than that would have been absolutely absurd.
Mimi was reloading. Oh no, the TP, okay.
Total, I think, from the first half and his first round of the second.
The pressure over towards showers even.
Having to go solo. Melissa back behind triple. You got a player in showers and on short. Standard setup here for MIBR and for Amy with nothing but a classic. It's going to be like playing whack-a-mole.
Just checking over towards B just in case. Do you want Neon Nerf?
Immediately when you see the shorty in the hands of the race, you know you're going to get a pretty fast
okay, 1-1 for the pistols. Night Journey Yoji as well with the tier 1. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All of this shower control, but they just got swarmed from all areas of the site. With 3 players there, they had just ended up giving up so much of it.
Honestly, I'm not sure, Yoji.
Position. But the duels just go the way of MIBR. Still, the individuals on this team are so difficult to deal with, even for the best of the best in this tournament. It is always going to be a challenge to win any 1v1 engagement.
Classic pace here from MIBR in that round. G2 here are, yes, stacking a site.
Thankfully, MIBR, you can see they're really waiting out this aggression.
Yeah, but if MIBR play this right, the Viper's just going to prod over towards A with the gun that can go down, free sight, and then just call the team back.
Those angles. But
yeah, it looks like we're fine on this as well. And MIBR, love how they're doing it. First 2 rounds over towards A.
Really messed them up.
Dizzy, clear the corner. All right, we're good. We're good, guys. Let's get into laps. Take a little map control there. Not too bad. All right.
MIBR here probably about 30 seconds ago realized what was afoot
now
this
what the
round.
G2
They may have been gambling the other side. It's possible.
Viper can go pretty aggro at one
Someone
point.
could be back triple, maybe.
Honestly, what should probably happen is these 2 are switch guns, right? So that
So it will be
Fade can get all early.
Quintet.
Raze maybe.
Heading over to the A side and ideally to perish in a fiery blast.
Yeah, there we go. Raze switches guns with the Viper. Raze can go hunt and gets him a little bit closer to that ult. Oh, this could be a big nade. Oh, this could be a really big nade. Think about it. Think about it. Chill, chill, chill.
Getting a bit exploratory with it.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Just kicked on all of them. Oh,
damn.
Dear. That's not good at all.
That's an ult. Oh my god, that's an ult.
You have got to be joking. G2.
That was so nice, though.
Trying to play the min-max percentage game. We will simply all die to the spike. Maybe one player comes here. We won for
the
one.
nade. I mean, the nade into the slap, wingman slap, got everyone.
Go exactly as planned.
Man, wingman. Is this already? Look at the chunder.
Wingman actually, dude. Wingman slapped all 4.
Fire hazard, folks.
And
that's crazy.
Look away. Brother! Brother, ooh.
Yeah. And that is
I can't get much worse than that. We've got Razor into a backup judge. And we have G2 with the anti-Razor, but maybe Res-Q stuck that for too long.
Almost all of their health, so
Yeah, just committed for the duel, but only got 1 bullet.
I guess flat-footed. Receiving that raise, it was a solo play from SRN.
Yeah, you even saw G2 with like the anti-Razor where they're just boosting everyone into the higher grounds because obviously it's harder to hit the Razor, you can fall off earlier. Oh boy, that's so much damage.
Take control of that part of the map now. It's Mimi playing from behind Shower, needs to dig the Brim out of this position, and the wingman gets her there. Now, odds in G2's favor, but time is ticking. Jelly adamant about staying inside halls, and Melissa makes a beautiful little swing to the left.
Got Molly.
Vanya, clutch queen for G2, has to find a way to overcome Jelly at full health with all the stall util that they need to stop this. Now some jump peaks.
Wait, might have mistimed it.
Vanya can't really get this done. Jelly gets to that with a right click.
G2 are in trouble.
And that's another MIBR round.
That is a brutal round to lose. That is 1,000 psychic damage dealt to Res-Q that she died to the showstopper that SRN only got because of what happened.
And Res-Q was a fighting type.
Anti-ego. That is brutal. Oh my word, G2 almost bringing that back, but that might make it feel even worse, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the dismay on the faces of the coaching staff.
Oh boy.
That is
what do you reckon that was from?
2,000 psychic damage.
I'm trying to work that out, what that would have been from. Maybe like the whiff on truck at the beginning. It was a big whiff.
Themselves from Lumbridge before making their way back to Bind. It was a real backbreaking round.
Oh, are they? What is that? I'm going to assume that was spotted just as.
Yeah, just spotted before the wall went up. It's a gun down.
Lot of Cypher.
It's a little bit weird, yeah. You would love to get that gun out of there, surely.
B, however, comparatively loosely held by G2. I think it might be, I realize they might have walked into a stack over on that A side, so a chance to reset here with a rotate through spawn by Vanya.
And that is just Mimi in
I like this from G2. It gets a little bit quiet. They prowl over towards Showers and they're taking info. They're trying to make sure they can stack B a little bit heavier. As soon as the Fade clears this line, you would imagine someone else goes, like the Raze.
Petra might be setting up for a, just in case there's a TP push. It's not coming out. It's going to be a hard hit over the
It's
side.
a good amount of delay. We've got the flood in smoke as well. So honestly, they might flood in at the right time here and Raze is isolated.
This smoke is going to clear and Mimi will be a factor.
Give me Raze.
But MIBR are going to advise in that direction. Is SRM playing the corner? The weapon diff is real. Okay, giving them a cremation. Fair enough. Now 2 players set up in Hookah. Petra got herself a rifle somehow. Looking dangerous. Still at a big player disadvantage. Dizzy will be addressed. Sayori looking to make the swing only when G2 jump out of Hookah. That has to happen in a second. Wingman again gets his value.
Aim labs.
No time really to play
with
Petra's. Oh,
actual aim labs. What the hell is that?
Again? She goes for it. Like there's a high percentage chance of that actually happening.
Actually was a pretty decent eco, to be honest. They had a good chance. They managed to trade that Raze out a little bit more.
Actually, born to be a duelist, forced to be a support player. The shots that she hits are insane, man.
Yeah, I want to see that one in slow-mo. That is...
What is that? That was a body shot, is it not?
Yes.
Oh, okay, no, honestly, fair play. That was sick.
That's not as the game was intended to be built.
No, I think it was fine almost.
Worse than that. The Zeta Division on Sunset, that little mid-Ferrari.
Oh, the no-stop Ferrari peak.
Unreal.
Full run, tap headshot.
Yeah, I don't think that was... I think it felt like the first bullet was standing still. Maybe second not.
That previous round, but they aren't really keeping a lid on the econ for MIBR. They've lost 6 rounds in a row, including the pistol this second half, which has been a pain point for them in the previous
It's a weird
series.
timeout, and majority of the time, everything is going to be about the orbs on the side, because so many people are like 1 away from their
2 out of 4
orb.
rounds in this half.
But
they need to get a grip on the game real soon.
when we get out of this timeout, there's a lot for the coaching staff on either side to think about because many ultimates will be in play.
Hypnotic, thank you so much,
at the moment, but there are 5, 6 other players who are just an orb or two off of getting there, so we could see some serious contention for either of them. Maybe G2 defensively will try and set up some kind of trap play around them, maybe a showers crunch or an octagon pop where you throw out the dizzy, something along those lines. We'll have to see. The one off that orbital strike G2, and you can see the ban is pretty close to shower, so maybe plans of
a lot of plans for orbs here. Honestly, if I was MIBR here, the hookah default would work well while everyone's so focused on orbs.
Nothing particularly complex in the early stages of this round. Again, that util just exchanged through short and showers respectively by the fades.
It's just Sayuri watching patiently towards Fountain Mimi on the jiggle spot. And will fall back.
The orb was still hit. Wait, what? Pretty sure smoke was up. Goodness, double entries, it's nice.
On the narrow angle.
Mimi's also able to get away. SRN tries to charge there with a satchel. Not able to catch Mimi, she slips away again. Amy with some hot shots here through some of this util now.
Brim smoke out towards here, and as long as they don't use the fish ult, they'll be alright. They want to try to get 2-3 kills. Like, this round's pretty much done if you're MIBR, and I would just focus on trying to get some kills.
In a situation where they have such a low percentage chance of winning anyhow.
What is this
trip? Until they get presence? No, but after
30
that,
seconds
I
left.
can crouch this one.
She can clear this. She is having issues clearing it, but that's fine. Boxes would have protected from it too much spam anyway. Here's the dizzy at the back of the site. Wingman gets in. Amy infected. SRN's able to follow it up. Spike picked up.
Lovely. One more kill and they're done good.
Just a moment here now. Still 3 players up for G2 after a great start to the round. And Vanya
only
puts
2.
this one to bed
P2 will take that. Mr. Pedro, even. Thank you so much for the tier 1. Thank you for the 2 months.
Facing from hookah, getting in backside the
rotation. Said that the opposite way around. Thank you very much, man.
The odds were always stacked against MIBR, but G2 simply played to the win con in
there were some nice shots there.
Great little shot there for Mimi too.
Petra, so many of these just timings on shots through smoke is unreal.
Tonight, we steal the moon.
So unserious. And now this is the round.
This is interesting using a dizzy like this. This is like similar to how people use the fade eye when they insta put the fade eye on the floor and then you peek around this corner and then you insta get flashed. Like, it's already done its like warm up.
SRN up for a slow start in this
so as soon as you swing out here, you're gonna get blind. And with the new dizzy, that's probably a good way of using it.
Pretty formidable on this attack side so far, and there's a showstopper available for her again.
Okay, so this is pretty good from MIBR though. Once that smoke goes down, they confirm that they've got info over towards here. So there's pressure over towards B for a little bit. They've already got a Brim smoke out of them. Dude, look how many ults there are. There's so many ults and there's so many people that can't buy next round. It's gonna be madness. Damn, we've got some height. Petra's got to kill everyone.
And it's going to be Wingman, Plant, Thrash,
Poor Cypher.
Amy's brought down inside U-Haul. Absolutely cooked. I mean, that exec was so strong from MIBR. Another showstopper already into the half from SRN that again finds a kill on the entry. The duo of Jelly and SRN.
This is a great default from MIBR though. Just small minimal pressure over towards B, make him use the smoke. And then obviously the Brim has to be out of position no matter what.
They're very comfortable with these fast hits to A. Jelly often providing that crucial second
if you create pressure here, you can pretty much always get up short.
SRN gets an opener.
What are you supposed to do when you're Vanya and you're playing in lamps there? You know that, all right, you're going to swing out in that moment. Petra is going to swing from shower as well. The second you round the corner, just shot down by
Jack
Jelly
Val with the Prime, thank you so much for the whole year.
Feels impossible sometimes
Appreciate that.
when the form is so good for the duo that makes MIBR MIBR.
You have to fight, because if you don't fight, why is Petra playing showers at all? Like, you have no choice but to try and take this engagement. What, are you going to fall back, give up U-Haul, and then leave your showers player on her own?
They want to find that moment to just.
They're trying to it's weird because they're trying to play like you would play with a Viper, but you just can't do it. They just got to send it on defense. They're gonna lose this round.
Here, though, but it's resulting with the entire economy being online. Everything they've got invested into this. That's left Petra with just a sheriff.
Yeah, it means they would.
Yeah, this is good. They got to do this stuff.
The map with a pretty sad economical situation. They're not able to take the win here, so they've definitely gambled for it. Juvic here sees where Petra takes a little bit of damage as G2 have thrust 3 players up A short. They'll leave 2 of them there.
First time they've done something really proactive in that nature here. Is trying to push for more. Oh, dangerous for Juvic. Escapes with a fraction
this
of
is
their
good because they have to
HP.
really clear over towards aim,
Now Melissa's
use
feeling
more
pressure from
util, and we're not doing the whole showers
also
thing, which means the
needing to
Brim
cover short. Pick that
can
up
actually... Wait.
so their Viper doesn't go down to any further aggression.
Off of pure gunpower, G2 have
Okay,
actually
I like this
exercised
from
a ton of
MIBR
control
though.
over the A side of the map.
Yeah, and they just let them clear all of that.
Right back to A, thinking that G2 have probably gone and
What do we got? Molly to stop him planting, that's it. That's a crazy kill. You see him before?
Petra, at least with the sheriff, is able to get involved and recover the
Exited the
vandal that was
smoke
dropped.
mine,
There's
sure.
still 4 rifles here for G2 to play with. A brief moment of respite here as these sky smokes start
Dude, it
to
looks so easy
dissipate.
for them to plant every single time.
And then it's going to get real again. Petra has this Nightfall. Can't ask for much more than that for G2. You're going to have to work with it. But this is going to be forced back now as the Neurotheft comes in. Jelly wall banged low. C's thrown out just ahead of her. It's Petra finding yet another one now from the back of this A side. G2 are going to start to come forward. Juvic is low. She needs to play off someone else. The Viper wall. Sayuri sits behind it and interrupts the defuse. Juvic down. That's 3 for Petra
maybe?
for those that are keeping track at home.
Not even needed.
And Rescue can't do much, but Petra will find her 4th. And Sayuri has to go 1v2 to win it. And that is a banger of an ace from Petra.
Just though, Petra had to kill everyone. I just feel like Petra's the only one kind of keeping him in it.
His fade in the prior series as well was coming up in immense moments, dragging them over the finish line on Sunset. And here today, 22 kills out of nowhere, matching SRN at the top.
What is that first shot?
The player that came into the round with the worst weapon, by the way. Sheriff only, the only player on the team. And frankly, that's why you
calm
give
though.
just a sheriff. Everyone else can have
Whoa, calm. Crazy calm.
She is a shooter. Doesn't really need it. Again, born to be a duelist, forced to be a fade. It's a tough life. But when your faded's dropping 22 with ease like this, might as well let someone else play duelist.
That was outrageously calm. One of the calmest clips I've ever seen.
Money situation though. And now they can fight for an equalizer or even a map win, potentially. Okay, Paint Shells are going to force Amy away, but she really understands the radius of effect, so she's able to maintain this position in hookah. It's going to take more from SRN to carve her out.
A true 1v1, SRN trying to take advantage of the util, but fantastic
I'm not sure about the
Amy.
solo
They're paying off.
Raise
Hookah retained as well.
When you got a Gecko and a Fade taking...
The does come towards B.
Oh, was it audible here for G2 to fall off the B side
silent jump
almost
this.
entirely? They jumped the trip. Amy doesn't
know. It was silent, right?
That Jelly is
it must be silent.
behind her.
Oh, trying to get more?
The trigger discipline now. All right, MIBR are going to have this B side there. Maybe a
chill,
slight
stay alive now.
from
You get...
G2 on resource allocation. Melissa's going to try and keep him interested at A.
Look at this from G2. They're pushing down short. They want to catch Melissa and then go for the retake.
They're not going to get it.
It's just off opportunity for Rescue.
Yeah, just delay on site now as well. That is lunatic play.
Got to give up on Melissa, but Vani's still aware of just how wide towards the bottom of the map this fade is. Here's the thrash. Jelly going to see it pretty early though. Easy enough to bring it down.
You get so much info though. No one's pushing behind it.
Wingman, she'll try and play
wow, you actually just won the round.
Tap. Jelly was ready for it. Now, at some point, G2 have to make the choice. Is this worth committing to any further? Set up on the site as they are. Jelly is still healthy and emerges for a third. It's going to be more. Another thrash to the site to stop a potential defuse. Vanya's brought down and Petra at 6.
That was incredible. So what happened? They saw like, what, 2 behind chat? Was there a TP that I missed as well? They definitely saw 2 or 1 here. And then realized that there can maximum be 2 spawn. Maybe they even knew that it was only 1 spawn here. Because this push was wild. Then broke the official, saw that no one was following the official. I'm trying to watch the replay if I can see how many people.
Outrageous. I mean, that movement into the tap is
buttery smooth. Though. The comms are really good.
Now, G2 did everything right at the start of that round, but something causes him to over-rotate.
that perhaps just some of that some noise from Melissa over towards Showers. Regardless of this one, though,
I said they were going to struggle on defense. I thought they would have been more proactive than this. Problem is, do you want to be that proactive as Cypher? You kind of should be. Like, it should always be this stuff into the Cypher push. They just sat back too much.
Tandem with the Molly to close out around once you've got the spike down, just launching them both onto it.
Here's Dizzy, MIBR know they've got the weapon advantage, and they go, but Amy had an off angle on the corner. She sees them cross. Someone, they've not called her out. Amy runs out of bullets.
Big jaw, big jaw.
2 kills for a troubles, though. Still, there's a lot to be done for G2. Rescue finds the showstopper,
yeah, they wrecked them.
And MIBR
they wrecked them.
Will take Bind 13-8.
I mean, shout out to Jelly. Jelly took over, like, what, 3 rounds, maybe even 4 rounds there. But like Petra did something similar, not as many rounds. The comp just fundamentally has so many flaws for G2 that they have to play their defense like an attack. And if they sit back like this, they're just going to lose. MIBR played it well though, right? They were doing defaults into making sure the brim rotates and then going back up short. All their ult rounds send it fast up short. Chat, what's the next map? Split. Yeah, I worry when teams bring out like comps that have a fundamental flaw, but then they don't try and cover up the flaw of the comp. It's a worrying sign. What comp I return to? The solo smokes, the no Viper. Okay, let me spam some ads. The lack of Viper hit G2 hard for sure. You can't play defense. And they're trying to play the Brim smoke to cover up like it's the Viper smoke. And they're playing heavy over towards Showers. The Brim smoke doesn't work as well like that. It doesn't actually like take anyone's damage. So they're not scared. And then they try and play in front of it loads of times against ults. They're just getting wrecked. And then a lot of the time they're getting pressured over towards B. So they're rotating over towards B and playing Showers, and you can just walk up short. So it just doesn't work. You gotta play a Viper on this map. Like the Vine plays a little bit similar to Ascent in terms of it's pretty much set what at least 4 of the agents should be. I will say the only comp that kind of works with no Viper is the Deadlock one. But I also think that's because teams haven't properly played against it yet. I would just always play a Viper. Just play on the hard mode. You're gonna get 3 rounds on defense, 4 rounds maybe. Brim Omen? Yeah, you can have double smokes and you can do something similar. Like double smoke, as long as you have some kind of extra smoke there. Okay, let's stop yapping and upload this fund. Keeper, hello, how we doing? Who else is here? Rex is here as well, hello mate. GSR as well, hello, I see you. Get the phone for Reprovise's thing? Yeah, that's true. You check it out on my PC instead? Okay, well, let me see how it looks on the phone. If it doesn't work, I'll do that, and I'll do a hold screen for a little bit. Okay, back in a little bit.
We've got Coach Marlo here of MIBR and Archer to help with some translation after that very explosive win from the Brazilian squad. I'm wondering because G2 are playing a very dynamic game. There were lots of mind games that were happening there. So who on the team was so instrumental to being able to catch up to G2 at their game?
Então, depois dessa vitória explosiva que vocês tiveram, a G2 estava tendo jogos mentais durante o jogo inteiro com todos os retakes que fizeram, né? Quem você acha que do time do MIBR é, de fato, a peça-chave para conseguir vocês anteciparem tudo?
Então, o nosso time do mental, na verdade, as 5 são bastante fortes. A gente trabalhou o nosso mental o ano inteiro e a gente está conseguindo ver que a gente está colhendo frutos aqui no palco.
So, if I would say, like, all 5 of our players, they're already mental-wise. We've been working on that so hard through the whole year. So, we just can see the difference here.
Well, all of that hard work is definitely showing. So let's see if MIBR can close this one out.
They just might be able to close this out after that incredible performance on Bind. I'm your host, Yingsu, and I'm back here once again, joined by Kakuka and Ender. Oh my goodness, what a map that was. What do we think about that?
I mean, I think that they both started with a little bit of nerves. I liked what G2 was bringing into the table, trying to touch a little bit of all over the map and trying to play those mind games that Mika was speaking about. But after that second half, I think that the way SRN just injected herself into the game was on a different level.
Yeah, I mean, we come into the second half and it's tied 6-6, but then MIBR win pistol, win the bonus, or win the conversion, then convert on the bonus. It was absolutely insane. So they shot up to 10 rounds. Like, it's really hard to come back from that.
I would give anything to be in that room where me.
And it's the second time we see this.
Anything. But it's time for our HyperX Reflex moment of the day with a wombo combo from SRN and Jelly. This is just an incredible moment. You never see things like this.
I don't think G2 Gosen are ready for this Jelly, but this kind of rounds, the combos as we're speaking of, yes, we see G2 Gosen in the intention of just dying to the spike and having all of this, and just SRN with a Ghost and her utility also comboed with Jelly, manages to almost give them the ult.
So silly.
You gotta laugh.
Especially because, like, honestly, SRN came in a little bit slower in the first half and wasn't, like, putting up insane numbers, and that's the second round after the second pistol. Like, absolutely insane. By the way, they went on to combined SRN and Jelly are 10-2 in opening kills, which is just absolutely diffing G2 out there.
And this is the thing. We asked you guys at home to vote in the pre-show who you think is going to end up with the highest ACS by the end of today. And SRN has already set the bar so high with 327 on that map.
I think the most surprising is what we're saying about the way that SRN started on this map. I think that G2 Gosen had a lot of plans on the attack for Bind, and in many occasions we saw this microplays trying to shut them down at the beginning of the run, and SRN was not coming on top. It's starting on later on that half and that second half that we actually could see them shine and we could see those numbers.
Exactly, and I think what MIBR did a great job of was using those opening kills and then converting it into very clean rounds. I think their post-plant setups were immaculate, right? Like, especially on the B site, they weren't really leaving any windows to come back in. G2, as a matter of fact, only won 1 retake, and it required Petra getting an ace all on her own.
It was a good ace, though.
It was,
we like those.
I'm not trying to take that away from it. It was pretty sweet.
But let's send it back to Mika Fabs and see what Leader had to say ahead of map 2.
I'm standing here right now with Leader of G2. Now, Leader, we saw a bit of a change on that comp on Bind. The old composition did enjoy a lot of success, so I'm wondering, is this change something that you prepped specifically for MIBR?
Actually not. Like, it was not something special for MIBR. We decided to change the comp because we believed we can perform better with this composition of agents. So we decided to change it. Like, as I said, it's not something special. And yeah, like, we won many games with our old comp, but sometimes changes are good. Looks like not for today, but again, I don't believe that we played like bad. We just like not playing like us. So if we just somehow manage to play confident, which is we're gonna do, it will be fine at the end of today.
Well, it's not over yet, so let's see if G2 can get that confidence back.
It is definitely not over yet, and if we know G2 Gosen, we know that they are the team that has what it takes to make a comeback, but they got to do it on split. How are we feeling about their chances here?
I mean, it depends on obviously the compositions where we're going to see from both of them, with MIBR starting on the attack after the last half that they had. quite some time since the last time both of the teams played split. I think that they could come in with the surprise, and if they're able to rely on that momentum that they had, it could get scary for G2.
And I like that you're drawing attention to MIBR's attacking sides, because I think what we've seen already throughout this tournament is their attack is insane, like constantly getting like 8-9 rounds on that side of the map. Not to say that their defense is shabby or anything, but consistently they are out in front. So I think starting there is a very good sign for them.
I mean, we talk about the comps, looking at the last time they played this, which, like you said, it's been a while. I want them to stick with the Astra stuff. I like it. I will be very, very happy with that. But you heard it from Leader too, right? They have been cooking, they have been trying things, but the question is it going to work?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we
it's tough for an IGL to call inside of the pack. If you don't have
prepared
the right comms or people in the pack, then
yeah, exactly. But not only that, there was something very important that happened in the previous map, and is
when you're not in the pack, you need to be looking at your
crosshair
majority of the time, unless you're on like a camera.
You would think, oh, the momentum swifts, it's going to be on their side. What is it?
Just Jelly clutching the toy Sky Bird while meditating.
I think they're doing like visualization, right? They're like, we're looking at the pistol round now. We're gonna walk into that B site.
They go very fast in the pistols. I actually really.
They're probably gonna run into the B site.
Yeah. But I think it's important
when they do this. I feel like
we can bring it down.
Yeah, we should kind of get in the mood.
Bea, I feel like you were having some really important thing you were saying before we completely interrupted you.
Yeah.
What do you think about Viper and Pearl? I like Viper and Pearl a lot. I just finished doing all the videos for our Coach Potatoes. We use a Viper on it.
Also because
I got some nice stuff for the B here. I still think B's a little bit busted.
I just hear.
And I think the Viper helps make it busted.
Yeah. And you know
I checked it Reprovised. It looks cool. I can check it mid-game as well.
I'm liking that we're up here
looks
now.
fine on
Honestly,
phone.
like,
It works
I think
good
like
on phone.
G2 obviously like come back in and bounce back after
It's something that you guys are
half.
gonna make live, right?
We drew some attention on
I take it that's the
coming
plan.
in with that crazy ace, but like Mimi and Amy both on the defensive side had some really big moments.
it looks
it
pretty
wasn't
cool.
like G2 were
I think it's a good way to go.
I think they were just losing across the map, and especially in those openers.
Let's take a look at Agent Select and see what we're gonna get.
The double Sentinel, we saw it the other day coming in from the side of Falcons. That utility setup.
Is this all three EMEA teams using this?
Literally a menace for the side of the EMEA team. We expect the same Petra going on the Sky. What do you make of that, Enter?
I mean, I think Sky is just a classic on split, especially
Well, Sentinel, that looks
on the
legit on
side
this map.
outside of A.
No doubt
but I
about
do
it.
think you need some amount of like forward information scouting when you're running this double Sentinel comp, because otherwise you're never getting any sort of intel, because this comp
Sideshow, I was watching a little bit of it. I tuned in for a little bit. I tuned in Sideshow yesterday, watched like 2 missed Blitzcrank hooks, and then I was
Jelly is
out.
the best Sky player in this tournament
That was
right
too
now,
much
so
for
I
me.
can't wait to see this head-to-head. So
The
without
overcook
further
on
ado,
this?
let's jump back into
Definitely an
game,
overcook
because
combined.
if G2
This
goes
comp
and
actually
don't
has a
win here,
lot of
Uber
potential.
and Wyatt, they will be dropping down to the lower bracket.
Quite right. And in fact, in every
10 hours,
GCC
1 win.
campaign
Yeah,
G2
but
have
think about
embarked on, they have
the
at least
learning.
made it to
How much was
the
learned
upper
in
finals.
10 hours though?
They need to win here in order to do that. Not a great start to the series. Bayern definitely.
Check it out right now.
From Leader
Sure.
Wyatt, they said they didn't feel themselves today so far.
Certainly not. I mean, that was something that Petra had spoken about prior to this match in the interview with Mika, that they felt
Wait, I
nervous
think I have to wait for it to do it. Maybe I
for
should get up
feeling
on
that they
mine.
had gotten over that, but you know, maybe not the case. This
I'll
is
check
the
it,
map,
I'll check it on Eco.
brought this deadlock into
Okay, we
the
got
mix. More prevalent
G2 on
in the
defense,
current meta,
MIBR on
MIBR,
attack.
as they typically have
MIBR
done,
win first map.
playing
Oh no, we got the bad
classics
sound
of
again.
Valorant. They typically go to the old meta stuff, even on
Okay,
other
dog
maps.
to re-clear over
Not really
towards A.
favoring the neon, for
This is interesting. They
instance,
use the
not going
Viper
for the
wall,
deadlock.
right,
G2
and then they
trying something a bit
insta-clear
newer.
with the dog.
All right, maybe you're going to try and be reactive here with this barrier set up in mid.
Dude, this on pistol's crazy. It's meant to be weak when you throw right at the beginning.
May be able to glean that there are more than one player
I just had
in mid.
glimpses of playing the Valorant beta and shooting a Sage wall at the beginning of every round in mid. Basically the exact same thing. MIBR now grouping up towards A after applying that pressure, feigning they could be walking up, but you can see that Amy has that hidden cam over towards mid that is able to watch through that. So here comes the execute
The
on
double flash over towards site. It's going to be a 5v5 retake. So how did G2 want to do it? The old school is this. I think there is merit to being able to flood through spawn now without taking anywhere. God, when you've got 3 people watching screens though.
Over on the side itself. G2 are going to set up now, of course, over towards main to make sure that's one less angle they're going to worry about. Here we go, rescue in,
big kill.
And a perfect landing.
This is nice breach damage to isolate.
Brought down. Jelly, though, has been incredible over the course of this
No
series
way.
so far, and this one is no
And gets in the smokes, it gets the cover from heaven.
But Jelly's still a problem. Right clicks, deadly at this range.
Yeah, not a good plant, should be out.
Takes care of the offending Sky.
Okay, nicely done. We go a little 2-1 pistol.
In a matter of seconds. Great retake from G2, just gathered up there in the screens. The sync of both flashes coming through, the paranoia, the bird from Petra as well, that allows Rescue to get in off of the satchel, create some of that initial space. And in the meantime, it was Amy just slowly working her way through a heaven. You can see her kind of
maybe you're right.
An engagement over towards that.
Oh no, okay, hold up.
And look at this awareness from Vanya. Jelly was fighting forward, probably going to wrap around elbow. Read that little individual play in its entirety.
Wait, that's pretty cool.
Great opener here for G2 on their
How are you doing that?
pick.
And they had to go for it there as the aftershock had come in from
What's the delay on it, Reprovise?
Forcing their hand. Looking to see G2 execute on some of these faster, more frenetic moments. As that was what let him down and bind. Rescue there, deals at SRN. That's a killer down mid here. Jelly gets in to mail room. Going to be hit heavy with that paranoia. Rescue also really stumbling after that little encounter. And it'll be Jelly to finish the job with one shot to the cranium. Now, mid of mail room under the control of MIBR. They're all starting to filter to assume that position.
Should be synced up with it, really?
Go for the headshot there.
Wait, that's pretty cool.
Extra style points, extra disrespect. Yeah, foot shot even. Yep. Clip through the wall. Jelly's still pressing forward. This aggression is nuts. How is that even? How?
That's a lot of damage. And we get an extra dink on this. We got a full free side as well. They got Omen. It's kind of all about the Omen flash. Like honestly, the Omen should smoke heaven, then go B main and get ready to Omen flash for a double swing.
Really messed up their conditioning about just the pace of the game in general. G2 here, 3 players set up over towards heaven.
Because then you would Omen flash once you hear the sounds, and then you could double swing it. You're going to get smoked off no matter what. Okay, similar plan.
Reciprocate now, one back towards heaven as her prior one elapses. Vanya spreading out there over towards Rafter. Mimi's still healthy enough, but Sayori's able to finish off the Omen. It was low. Amy now has to get her hands dirty. That's 1. 2 is good. 3 would be even better as Juvish is sat in the corner now. Double swing.
Lovely committed swing from Amy. This got a little bit close. This one got a little bit close, that's for sure.
In the first match.
Good damage from MIBR. They should be happy with this, and they got plant as well.
The movement there, beautiful. Fighting each player individually, knowing that swing is coming from the smoke and then back pillar. But additionally, we'll see in a moment how she plays the last engagement. Look at this jiggle, and she drew the crosshair and then waited for Mimi to come around the opposite side so they could double face. Just perfect fundamental play. The actual bread and butter of the game. She's so good in those type of
nuts. I can see the buy before the buy's up. Wait, this is cool, Reprovise. You could
really impressive in this tournament.
I'll mess you off.
I'll tell you what we can do. That's why we get to talk about the deeper strategy now, as both have passed the test of mechanics. And plenty of info there for Jelly as a guiding light went up mid. Rescue hoping to punish his shoulder pick, and SRN is very, very low. Fault line came through from the breach there, and MIBR will look to get their way up mid.
Set up with this paranoia for Rescue to fight off of dark cover. Does fade, falls back with the nade though.
Great paranoia, yeah, you can play the Noia off this. Okay, crouch there for Juvish, and that is very noisy. What? Okay. There was a contingency there.
There's a gun picked up there though.
We move on.
Yeah, and it kind of forces them into the trips. This was nice from G2. Late push over towards A, try and force them into the trips.
Skyward instead. SRN is able to find 2 kills as they simply bully their way onto the site.
Those G2 players are just getting dismantled, a little bit out of sync, but certainly undergunned as well. It's Petra with the one hero, Vandal, who mechanically was outlandish on map 1.
Lovely shot.
Can Petra do more to make this a respectable bonus here for G2?
Close to
ults. Ready for SRN. Player on Rafter.
Kind of close, 2 away from everyone. There's going to be a big buy round, and I don't think we have any ults. I can't remember what G2's like.
To get into the game.
Lil, thank you for the tier 1, man. Thank you for the 3 months.
We head into this next round, getting very close. That was an ultimate that G2 struggled to play around heavily on Bind, exposing themselves to it. Interesting to see from G2 though on this round. I think a little appetizer of what we'll continue to view from their strategy book as the half goes on, which are some of these close plays, to, like set little plays towards the extremities where they're going to try to use the grab net with a flash, etc. to catch
One-way
players.
smoke, bottom and middle as well, creates a little bit of pressure. Means that you have to use your dog earlier.
Break the trailblazer early, and there comes the fault line just
Yeah, big Omen flash though. That Omen flash was great. Yeah, G2 come out a little bit on top of this.
But it does slow SRN down. Rescue gave up
Fred as well. Fred Helsing, thank you so much for the 6 months, man. Appreciate the prime.
G2 now fight a little harder for the middle of the map. Petra here. She's about C2. Okay, no flash in her direction anyway. Spray transfer doesn't quite get there.
Late trade on that.
A little bit low and doesn't have much more to do over at A. Now it's SRN fighting.
This is like the first time in a while we've seen MIBR kind of not looking the crispiest on Jones.
On that side. Here's the swing though. This is going to be a little bit nasty in a second for SRN. They're going to be surrounded by 2 players.
Nicely handled. They were always together. That was always getting traded no matter what.
That was excellent. They have displayed patience in the right moments, and Rescue tallies up the last one. Gets the showstopper active from the kills in that round as well. But as you said, it's the fundamentals. It's the patience in those moments. G2 are doing a great job controlling the extremities on the map right now, fighting heavily over both of them.
But they also, trade doggedly in mid with a lot of that util before falling back to them. So they draw a lot of that side take util out of MIBR.
Yeah, MIBR have put a heavy focus on trying to gain mid control. That is against this double sentinel comp where that utility pressure is lacking. You're not going to be really running into the trips here already. I mean, this is so fast.
That was nice though. Breach into Razor. We had an Omen flash over towards Heaven as well. This is the only position they didn't have any util for.
Very, very good.
Tyro Lien's with the prime as well. Thank you so much for that, dude.
Now 2 players up on rafters here.
Okay, let's look at the retake. You can Seekers into Razor, and they're going to want to do it because if they lose this, they have to equal, and this is just a giant round for everyone involved.
I heard that showstopper come out. Amy doesn't need
That
one.
is.
What a TP!
That TP was crazy.
Amy gets 4 in the round so far, and there's more to be done.
Yeah, so I get the idea they wanted to like trade places as the ult retake came in, but
They're trying to go for their little TP, maybe draw the crosshair, a little distraction for the swing.
Didn't look great.
Didn't quite work out, so it ended up looking somewhat silly. Amy dispatching with everybody pushing in towards the spawn.
So that's a showstopper for the mid take now, unavailable for MIBR. Nice little emergence there from Amy, falling back off this. Little tick-tock TP from Melissa. Probably that one stays in the drafts, I think. Gotta be feeling good about that one. Rescue up to 6 and 4.
This is now going to result in the timeout being called.
First one saying your name right. Honestly, about 2 years ago, I would have
counter this comp
butchered your name and got it wrong.
Playing fast towards male, where G2 just haven't had to expend a lot of resources. They're more than comfortable to play it somewhat passively, with Vanya's Paranoia just being the single delay utility that they can fall back on when they feel the pressure. Yeah, on that one, Mimi was there. Hadn't been there on any of the prior rounds, I believe. It's more focused towards that A side of the map.
What, initiated to use the Viper and Pearl? Sova, but you have a Yoru.
But the real trouble comes in then when you're trying to get onto that B site. You're dealing with all the players like Amy who are going to fight you from stairs, and then whomever is on the site. G2 are effective at resetting up new crossfires together, pathing around. So
just incremental fallbacks across the map, right?
Yeah, it's true, Master.
Can certainly see why G2
the
into this,
big change.
debuting this new comp.
You're not wrong.
MIBR don't have a strong preference for A on
I have no idea how this comp's going to look on attack. I don't even know how many rounds they need. Because in theory, the deadlock's normally pretty good.
This time, though, SRN is over here.
Freezy, thank you so much. Appreciate you doing that, Freezy. Thank you for the prime also.
It was Mimi mostly tasked with this A side hold. She'll have that util set up early in the round. Expecting a faster hit. Not too shabby. Ooh,
good one satchel.
You best be out of here by the
okay,
time
this is interesting. We have the person far back shooting it, so you don't.
Petra.
That's so good. Yeah, it might have been easier to just go for a satchel here, but I get it. Like, the idea was nice. Probably had to just go safer.
round pretty much
and then now the whole idea is to spell apart.
I think we're headed towards the next round.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's move. Let's wrap it up. Let's get to round 7. A couple ult orbs. Let's keep it moving.
I like that though. Great timing with that barrier there from Mimi. Anticipating a little bit faster, and you couldn't have asked anything more perfect.
Comrade, thank you so much as well. Thank you. Monkey as well with the prime. Thank you for that. Also, dude.
Very, very awkward. No,
that's the sort of overthink you do in ranked. I mean, it wasn't too bad. The idea's okay, right? The person far back shooting it, so you don't think that you have a timing going up here. Instead of the person close, but the person shooting is in the open instead of... Yeah.
Not really exploring anything at this juncture. They're so passive in spawn.
We do an early tier list for tier 1 teams. I imagine Plat Chat will make me do it. Yeah.
Throw guns away needlessly.
I don't know if I'll do a separate one. Maybe me and Minnie will do something.
They'll play that fractional percentage better, safer play a big majority of the time compared to the field.
They give up a plant here. It's probably the only black mark that you could apply to G2 on that round, but hey, all their weaponry...
It's still obvious? Yeah, it is still obvious, but maybe it would work. It's an eco, you might as well try anything.
Starting to build up ahead of steam here. This is G2 getting to play their game, exercising control over the attackers.
And they throw that defuse over to Mimi as well, just extracting one more ult orb, getting her one off of the first annihilation that we'll be seeing in this map.
Swing for Petra denies SRN any chance of really getting out of the wall, as they only had a Sheriff.
A little bit of excitement from Petra. Not that they were lacking it on the first map, but
and she literally quoted the minions. She's quoting Guru. So yeah, I mean,
that is true. But I sensed a vibe shift after that SRN 4K eco round. To be honest, that was a little frustrating, but maybe that's far enough in the past.
Here,
keep moving forward.
Play off this camera. Melissa has to have her wits about her here. She's committed. Here's the paranoia. TP away from Melissa.
Oh, that could have gone wrong. That could have gone really wrong. Lucky to be alive.
You can see the rest of the MIBR squad rotating towards A, but have fun. If you want to make yourselves known, you're going to have to deal with this wall or wait it out. But all the time you waste...
She at least knows that they didn't commit to clear B main, so it is a question mark created. Seekers into the wall. I mean, they timed the wall well. God, look how hard it is to hit side with this deadlock.
Straight into a Sonic Center there, Wyatt. Nothing SRN could have done about it. Jelly now looking to be the second wave, and Petra down to just as easy.
The aim's outrageous.
Petra looking at another ace. MIBR finally get those guns back. But they really make it clear what
the deadlock looks great at the moment. Looks like they have to treat it like a Sage wall, right? They have to default A and break this.
No, you just can't. It's so tough.
Or at least just like take mid control while this is fading.
You're going to be running into, how much you have to clear. What a nightmare that is for your duelist player. You have to satchel into the minefield. You don't know where to look. You have to focus on trying to find an entry as well. Not a fun role to be in.
10 seconds left. Set up here for Vanya to see Melissa. Yeah, we're giving it to Pel. Amy!
Oh, that...
There's some explaining to do, I think.
Okay, well. Chester, thank you so much for the prime. Thank you for that.
I mean, it does truly look... It is auto aim. It is robotic from her in a moment like that.
Oh.
Look at that Sonic
Even on that, it actually is.
Kill was still a crazy
that's
snap.
insane.
It's just perfect.
I mean, this is, again, the difficulty for MIBR going up against this double Sentinel composition. They don't really have the time to clear it. At some point, they do need to go up a gear. They have to go fast.
That aim was incredible.
Yeah, frustrating, I think, for MIBR. They really haven't figured out how to overwhelm G2 the way they'd like to, the way they did on Bind.
And there from Vanya is just a paranoia to slow down that effort getting up into ramp fast, which typically is a critical part. Oh, okay, Rescue just shuts that down.
That was weird.
Regardless, anti-eco. A critical part of playing attack on split is being able to get that early A ramp control, and MIBR don't have a solve for that when there's that immediate barrier mesh. This is the first time that they've gotten a player entrenched in this area of the map. Vanya was well aware, paranoid to slow them down, but it's this map control game that is being firmly won by G2 with this comp.
Oh, yeah. And that wall is not arbitrarily being thrown off the rip by Mimi. It's always reactive, which is part of the difficulty in executing it well. So, trips being cleared here. Amy definitely knows that some shenanigans are afoot. We're going to see Vanya rotate back through from spawn side, so it will be G2 players ready to stop this. Vanya probably gets ahead of the smoke here in a moment. Cover going out. Break up the side there with a dark cover.
Damn.
Now we know Melissa's sitting.
It's still nice though, grabbing that into nades.
So Vanya able to finish that one off
Dude, the deadlock stuff looks really good. Util's really nice. Foo's dude as well with the prime. Thank you so much for that.
With every little beat of utility that came in, the grab net into the nade, the dark cover you called that split the view of multiple players. This is looking absolutely effortless for the #1 seed from Europe, who just
MIBR need to force middle more.
Tried to run it back after getting knocked out by the Brazilian representative Team Liquid last year.
Roby with the tier 1. Thank you so much. 24 months as well. Oh yeah, Roby. Honestly, December's going to be your best chance, Roby.
Nice to see a little bit of enthusiasm though in the G2 coaching booth. A 6-round lead here and a great start with the double sentinel comp, getting to start on defense on split. Definitely doesn't hurt. Series had a lot of these nice cross-map fault lines at the start of the round, though.
Yeah, I like this though. G2 change it up. We have the Omen smoke cover towards here and now have the wall over towards middle.
Barrier mesh doesn't go exactly where intended to block the Trailblazer, but that's
they've been doing a good job of just switching this up though.
With this defensive paranoia, it's not being used as a proactive.
Oh, these 2 on A might get wrecked though.
One to just get info and then pull back and over on this A side. Wow,
yeah, they got so wrecked.
That is mental to get into the site so quick.
Well, at least the confidence is here.
Confident now. They're actually going for these explores with limited information, whereas before they would just fall back and give ground. MIBR able to exploit this even without Sayori.
Felt weird to go aggro when no one followed or shot the wall early in middle.
Supposed to work with here, but Vanya really doesn't like what she sees here on the ramp.
I get that they saw the Viper, but
so Jelly's the one playing to watch that push down. Tentative here for Amy. Has to know SRN is up on that corner now. With the dark cover, should expect a swing. Amy takes a hit from it now. Paranoia also comes in, but Vanya here can play a double swing off this doorway. It's really a contain play here for G2.
Just try to lock them in, do a little bit of damage.
Yeah, at this point, just try and deal with damage they can. Their economy is out of control. Just take guns away.
That'll do it.
But the economy looking as good as it does for
G2. 2 kills, not bad.
They're not too upset about this. Get a couple guns away.
Yeah, they don't need to overstep like this.
Yeah, they pushed up early into MIBR and they get
it's Volker with the prime as well. Thank you so much for that, Volker.
Been the case at all in this game that any level of even minor
they had a trap play I think in like round 7 right over in B main, but they backed
dropped
off
the VOD on Christmas.
fully commit.
It's also that confidence from SRN to
that's the time to do it.
And try and claim another player. And it happened to be on a round 2 where G2 did not have MIBR placed towards A. There was none of that. There couldn't be a barrier mesh thrown down to try and stop.
What do you reckon? Like 4?
From MIBR as well. So
4 and they're feeling alright.
Adjustment on the setup from G2. They are mixing
they wall up. They do a fake satchel to create pressure. Like what? Try get a Skydog out of them.
Know that MIBR have stopped pressuring mid so heavily, so they themselves have not been thrown
they're
too
so
much
rich. Yeah, they probably could have committed more into the round before.
Part of the map, and G2 aren't going to be fighting for it nearly as hard.
Destroyed.
Yeah, MIBR get up there. Now SRN can start to posture towards heaven. Rolling Thunder coming down.
Reach or hit 2.
Lets that one go, and this will clear heaven entirely.
Oh, didn't check under.
Uh-oh. They don't know Rescue is here, despite the fact that she took the shot. She'll fight 2 from this hell position.
Yeah, Race just didn't check it.
Catches on the Zubish. And that's the round there and then. MIBR thought they had the run of the place.
It looks hard for MIBR, honestly.
Rescue is just so safe in that position too.
Yeah, it has to get checked from the Raze.
Be there to play off of her. Just even if she gets 1, even if maybe she's only drawing attention, the swiftness of the rest of the G2 squad to pull back in through main and support was perfectly timed.
She took a shot. All right. She took a shot as well, but I think there was a sound cue that actually obscured that, so no one looked to check her position.
I mean, it's low by now, double hero gun. If they get over towards the side, they have a chance, but...
They lose, and all of a sudden, you've got nothing. It's Jelly and SRN, the 2 hero rifles, the 2 players that took over map 1, but have gone completely silent, as has the entire team here on map 2.
Petra there looking briefly at Mimi's monitor, I think, after her Trailblazer expired. With 3 MIB players grouped up towards his A. Might be another fast hit, but they're very wary about these sonic sensors. Now the barrier comes down. A little annoying to clear that.
My ult's ready.
The sonic sensors are just placed perfectly to nullify that raised satchel in. MIBR are finally going exploring for one of the only couple times they have towards ramp. It's a bit later in the round. Here comes that showstopper. The full line is perfect as well. Great entry for SRN.
2 guns to pick up as well. Yeah, Viper's going to pick up one of these guns. Honestly, Viper should just do heaven here, maybe.
Gravity net deployed out now. Sonic sensor
What
also
a weird
going
round.
off that barrier. Still a bit of an issue.
If Viper gets over towards spawn, Cypher all comes in. Dude, what a weird round.
With this showstopper. But that heaven control is definitely
But now Spike's here on heaven.
Right now for MIBR. They're running out of time. Rescue could
Oh
play
my
off
god.
this a little bit, just back up and control this space. But Jelly's going to take the fight and win it. The paint shell's given no choice but to swing right, and she gets it.
At this point, MIBR, easy choice to just run it over to B, get that free plant down, and easy choice for Mimi as well.
Yeah, they got like, what,
No
5
reason to say,
seconds?
time to go
Spare?
for this
5 seconds to get there? Yeah, not
Make
bad.
some magic happen.
Yeah, plenty of money. 1 round left in the half. MIBR willing to commit a Viper's Pit to securing their 3rd round.
They need every round they can get at this point. Big investment, but why?
Oh, dude, they got 2 rounds, chat. They got to win. They got to win the rounds.
They'll be able to bring guns into the next. MIBR will be fully armed.
You got to use this ult here. They need every round they can get.
Just choose to speculate now.
This is their best chance for a
Judge
while.
based on where these traces are coming from. Melissa keeping tabs on her, and in we go.
They also only had 2 guns. Like, we have no gun here.
Well done from MIBR contending over towards ramp. I mean, that wasn't even a great buy. It just came down to an in-the-moment sinking of that fault line with the showstopper. SRN continues to get value consistently across this series with that Raze ultimate.
Yeah, Vanya wanted to challenge into heaven. Why not? You've got the better weapon there, but SRN's able to win it out and still have 5 health.
That is also crazy. I mean, I'm sure Vanya, even if she had gotten that kill, would have then been traded as well, but it is just SRN extending that lead that they've already got.
And they change up to insta-wall over towards A now.
Advantage game. Last round of the half, last opportunity for MIBR to make something happen. Petra's picked up the off towards A, actually.
It's nice. It looks hard for MIBR to take anywhere on the map at the beginning. I also like this as well. Like, they hold over their wall and just wait for like some kind of default. Then when they don't aggro go over towards A, they throw it early. And this just gives them so much info.
They're going to try and make a fast hit now. Camera spotted them, so they may as well go for it. Amy, going to give up the site here entirely. This
Okay, 3-person push on middle.
Retake.
Obviously, no sentinel, so they don't have any info about behind.
Jelly is one off the Seeker, so perhaps
The SRN is just taking a massive gamble.
Could certainly be.
Big Jill.
Look at this.
There's so many Jills going on at the same time.
Just caught by Rescue, and all of a sudden, MIBR, they're going to get retake on from all angles.
Yeah. Petra going to flash the team in now. Plenty of info off that. Amy is ready to throw down, but Sayuri is able to trade it back.
Big flash for the B main. What a shot. Damn, look at the shots. Holy hell, that's what they were doing.
Steps in the sight.
Or, I mean, Jill might be alright. I have no idea how the deadlock's going to work. The deadlock's good for taking map control, but actually getting over towards site, it's a little bit hard. But if you get onto the site, the afterpulse sick.
All 3 of them triple face every single player, one at a time.
Yeah, they hit some great shots. I mean, look at that. What is that?
They just get turned or they just get back to fighting. That's good, honest Valerie, that is.
That is some good, honest TDM gameplay.
MIBR, yeah, I think they probably have to win pistol, but...
Petra's like, yo, how many flashes do I need? Oh dear. All right, well, halftime comes up here. We've got Mika Fab standing by with a very special guest.
Ain't dodging those flashes, not a chance.
Take it away.
Not a chance.
You are absolutely right. A very special guest indeed. We have Mimi's mama, Henrietta, in the house. Now, Henrietta, that's for a round of applause. Now, you are, of course, your daughter's biggest fan. You've been following her ever since, you know, her early gaming days, right?
Yeah, sure.
This isn't your first time watching your daughter?
No. I used to follow her every time when she played Counter-Strike, but this is my first Valorant tournament, actually, so I'm very excited to be here.
That's wonderful, and I'm curious, how much of the game
thank you so much for the prime.
Well, I follow Who Dies, and then when the right team dies, I clap.
You are not wrong, ma'am. That is how you play Valorant. You are not wrong at all. And how does it feel knowing that your daughter is basically, she's a global superstar. She's winning trophies left and right, and the entire world loves her. And that's because of a video game.
Yeah, I'm so proud of her. In my generation, this was just not a possibility. So I'm very, very proud of her. I miss her a lot because she's not much home anymore. But so proud of her.
And you mentioned that this visit was a surprise. I believe G2 posted a video of you hugging. She didn't know that you were coming over?
No, she didn't. She didn't. It was a surprise. So I was sitting in the train. She was calling me because we always talk together before a game to bring her luck. And I said, well, I'm working right now. I can't talk with you because I was sitting on the train. And she would, of course, know that I would be on my way. So and she wrote me, this is the last time if you want to talk with me. And then I was standing outside, you know, oh. So that's how it was.
Oh my gosh, that's so heartwarming. We're going to pass it back to the game before I start crying over here. Thank you very much, Henrietta.
Thank
you. Nothing quite like bring your parents to work day, huh? Hey, you're a G2 fan or a G2 parent. Got a lot to be happy about right now. 8-4 is a scoreline. G2 get a lot of value out of this double signal composition. And MIBR finally get involved, but it's a little late in the half.
Let's see what deadlock stuff they have for attack.
Wash, to be honest. That's where we were headed, but MIBR just...
Ooh, are they going to do the late Gravinet Heaven that gets to the floor as well?
On the side swap, we'll see what G2 have cooked up with this deadlock. We know it's incredible on the post plants. Once you've got control of the site,
oh my goodness.
get all that
Yeah, that's a free site, and we said that the
truly in this
deadlock's insane for afterplant.
Control still there for
we got
MIBR.
wall at spawn, we got trip at spawn.
Still no plant quite yet. What's going to happen here is the flash leads MIBR down ramp.
G2 really don't have much map control here, though. A bit worrying.
Yeah, they're a little bit isolated on site, but did they lock the Sky in? I see Sky gets a kill here, right? Yeah. Cool.
Holds her ground. Melissa tries to have a peek on it. Screens is now very well held with a lot of that deadlock util there as well, and Amy is tucked here on this corner. Oh, she wants to fight!
This is nice. I mean, normally when you turtle over towards the site, you get a little bit wrecked, but honestly, they had a pretty cool plan.
We'll take the plunge and try and salvage this pistol for MIBR. But there are 3 or 4 angles that she needs to be aware of.
This guy, yeah, this guy played like behind, could still get out. It was really nice.
I was apprehensive about G2
double pistol
there because they had thrown that barrier mesh kind of close into screens. It didn't really allow for
them to scale into that part of the map.
Exactly. So Petra is playing this kind of weird off angle, but if there's anyone I wanted an off angle on G2 right now, probably Petra, to be honest. And just immediately 2 taps, and then Jupiter says, "Oh, I'm not really close. I need to try to trade eventually," and also gets headshot. So that is tough. I mean, G2 had no control of the map, but they hit every single shot, and it's an FPS game, yada yada yada.
Okay, in terms of the pistols, a free one.
Wow, you really earn your money. Nicely done. Glad I've got you here for a reason. Alright, G2 with the Trailblazers straight down mid. They've smoked it out as well. So they are going to exercise map control, albeit not quite as fast as we see MIBR. Access is part of the map.
Yo, this reminds me of, do you remember Yampy against
Jubish has to fall back off of it.
Ran the timing, just absolute free kill, but it's not. What? I mean, there's just no reason that anyone should be allowed to get this.
I refuse to validate what I just saw.
Keep getting away with this.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it had really good timing. Got to be spotting this at some point. Can't believe that.
Back into heaven. We might see a drift over towards the A side of the map here, and look how deep Amy has gotten.
But with only a ghost. Wants to maybe make her way through the vent and collect something a little bit better in mid. She don't want to offer up any opportunity to any of the players with the classics to find a kill, but unfortunately,
not like this.
Rescue
at least saw a good amount
on your screen right now, and all of a sudden,
the Lord of guns. They should probably just let him have sight, go pick up guns, and then. Yeah.
It is the MIBR death ball on the roam.
Yeah, there's no chance. Boy. Look at where the G2 corpses are. Amy,
oh
no! That's another classic
like this.
So it ain't so wide, River. Here they come.
Holy, how many guns do they actually get though? Only 2, right?
A MasterCard thrifty to
like
end
it's
the
bad, but it's not.
for MIBR.
I mean, it's bad. No, it is bad. It's only 2 guns picked up. Could have been worse, I guess.
Events, you might say.
Some may say. Some may
Or
say.
it's such an error over towards B that we weren't jump spotting this.
Could never have happened. I'm some, actually. Consider me some. Because I don't think these things should have happened.
I reckon that was part of their anti, and then on the default we see that the Omen always does the smoke far back.
From Jelly. Great little 2K.
Yeah, that might have been anti. When have we ever seen a Raze just walk like this? I wonder if we're always smoking from this area.
You could have just said it was an FPS game again, honestly.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it is actually.
Spike down. Petra caught on the way over towards
Yeah, and that was the hero gun bought in terms of the Stinger. Needs some frenzy.
Is this SRN will make it a very uncomfortable reception for G2 as they attempt to barge
chill.
their way into heaven.
So focused on the spam.
Mimi able to find one each. This doesn't mean a gun for Mimi, but knows exactly where the Omen is playing from, based on the trajectory of that paranoia. She might be feeling some herself. Spike needs to be recovered. That's the main issue here, and there will be Sayori tucked right next to it. Jelly watching the long light.
Not even audio cue to give it away, and the timing is just brutal for Mimi.
The money's getting alright. Money's definitely getting right. 2 people died though.
Anyhow, with MIBR in firm control.
They're getting back into the game.
They are getting back into the game somehow. Looking at the score,
big time. How we doing, dude? Thank you for the 29 months. Thank you so much for that, bro.
At this point, G2 were in
Everyone's going well.
firm control of this map 10 rounds in. It was not even close. Their game plan coming into this with the deadlock composition was working to a T. MIBR could not find any answers, and yet somehow they're on the verge.
Okay, do they both the Omens do fake TPs over towards B main to create pressure?
Knows that G2 are going to be pushing up, so SRN's already posted pretty aggressively.
Juniper as well, the Prime. Thank you so much for that. Ooh, grab net into nades, lovely.
Steps forward to the dark cover because she has a poison orb in play and ends up just dying to the paint shells.
Yeah, caught in such an awkward situation. SRN just wants to full re-clear, expecting them to have
Look at my Cypher though. My Cypher's just...
Amy though, Amy is so
just unlocked in the middle.
The potential re-clear. Watching that flank, neural theft active as well.
The Summon's in trouble.
To be shot at for Melissa.
Did alright.
She's only going to get the one though, and into the site they go. That's a flash from the top side as Jelly tries to drop in and get involved. Now it's just Sayori with MIBR having enough money for a buy in the next. It is a shaky G2 economy that's going to be heavily bolstered by a clean round here. So Sayori would love a gun or 2 to be taken away.
Right, good news for that is 4 people surviving. This becomes a pretty big buy round.
The sewer for that repush to come down mid. That kill essentially seals up the round in its entirety. 17 for 7.
Quietly, Amy's having a game.
Amy, yeah, quietly, but in a fashion that each kill, if you really go back and think about the situations or try to track them, they are of impact. It's not just the eco round collection.
No, G2 lose those actually.
They're only good rounds, in fact, where she's getting these impact kills.
It's a bit of a pain point for G2, but hey, 10-6, good score line. You can work with this, absolutely.
And this time, they both commit the TPs.
B main here and actually... They're going to hang around until this dark cover expires. It might even leave the insertion of
This is nice though. They go over towards A, they pick up the orb, and yeah, I want to see Sky chill a little bit, especially as they have full B main control. Got to imagine that they're only coming to these positions. Damn, Petra's descending it.
They have should thrive when they've got the time to get down the sonic sensors in the barrier.
But maybe they have a good read of what's going on. The new A was kind of empty here. They at least had a bit of util, and it's the classic deadlock and an afterplant. I mean, Razor's gonna go through heaven.
Petra would normally want to try and play her out. That'll be cleared here. Still no
heaven Razor.
They're going to flood you from screen.
5 HP.
Freaking me
Damn.
out. They're so low. They cross. They get
And
the
honestly, tanking that with the 5
comes
HP
in.
isn't too bad. You got info and you got the ult out of them.
The rescuer's waiting on the angle. Paranoia comes in, but Mimi's got the
trades.
face down. Good crossfire.
Keep an eye on the Cypher lurking up towards heaven. That might be the difference. I mean, that should be the
Mimi's
difference.
still doggedly holding that position over towards elbows. Melissa trying to fire in through the kiosk, but Mimi has the timing.
Yeah, I mean, that was the security. Mimi's just killing everyone on site.
Rifles and 11 rounds.
Honestly, Honestly, we're going third map here. They have the
pressure
eco
that they
after
were
this.
applying onto screens. And in the meantime, I was ready to call out Amy's position, but G2 were doing such a great job fighting forward. They were connecting the shots and trading so well that she wasn't even
MIBR just playing
into heaven, even if things had gotten
it's letting them have sight, right, against a comp that has a VIP for winning off the plant.
Scenario that MIBR cannot allow them to get into. You can't get this. You can't allow this deadlock comp to get entrenched.
You're playing retake against Double Sentinel.
It's not a thing.
You are cooked. So this timeout that they're taking, that needs to be addressed.
This timeout is
as
just
a
going to
team that they
be
have
we
to
have to
be
fight
proactive
sides
and try to
heavier.
stuff the G2 team at the chokes, taking the fight to them or playing for that fast flood. But maybe too little too late. It's only 2 rounds that G2 need right now. They've got a ton of chances. And they have a serious economic advantage when we get into this next round. MIBR don't have the cash for a full buy.
But Bren,
so
thank you so much for the tier 1. Thank you for that, dude.
If you're G2 as well, you can
Thanks for the 29
play
months.
for V-main, maybe even get a showstopper secured for rescue. And then from there, you're off to the races. And this lead, I mean, a huge part of this lead just is manifested in that first half. G2 just playing really safe passively.
Do they try and do some weird force into this?
Overpush, but in general, it's been very disciplined, very well drilled.
Nah, there you go.
Clean showing, even on the attack side, despite a weird anti-eco in round 14. G2 have stabilized once more.
Looking like a pretty standard 1-3-1 opening here from G2, where you have that Omen controlling towards the B extremity and Cypher controlling towards A main. Cam going up on that side of the map. And a Trailblazer up mid. Just poking and prodding all around the map, getting information on what MIBR might be up to. You don't want to overly commit on an anti-eco, especially out of a timeout. MIBR could certainly come into this round with some mad aggressive play on one area of the map. You don't want to... Oh, out! And, well, speaking of getting caught out, SRN punished hard going for the peak.
MIBR have had some pretty good strategies for their anti-eco rounds, but I'll be honest with you, most of their success on them has come from
Okay, so Skydog went over towards... Oh, now they're going to go back B?
Flanking up mid, getting 2 kills.
Yeah, I was going to say, Skydog went over towards A, and then I thought they were going to group here, and that flash is pretty nice, because it actually means the breach stays here. We've got a 1-person fake, let's keep an eye on the breach. Breach is not in threat.
She'll have to fall back behind a dark cover.
G2 like to use Petra on her own a lot to
see what the double sheriffs can do. The breach might, breach stun just came up, so maybe the stun can save Jelly on site. We'll see.
Jelly to contend with. I say only Jelly. That is Jelly with a sheriff.
30 seconds
okay. Always good for one somehow, the sheriff. That's what Rescue does though. Makes space, gets traded. Keeps G2 well and truly in the lead here now. And
yeah, I mean they just keep on ending A at the moment.
In the retake against a double sentinel composition. And the defining factors of it are that wall of screens and also a tripwire at the bottom of ramp that Amy's been throwing down. Those two make it really hard for MIBR to take control in this retake.
Melissa trying to get something done, and at the same time, Shabush caught in the worst part of the barrier mesh.
Right, Wyatt, for the audio listeners.
You hate when you just can't move at all.
Wyatt doing the boomer stretch here in this round. Yeah, and loosened up, okay.
Lower lumbar.
Okay, 6 chances.
It's tough as I push 30, Mitch, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see with the guns. Pretty sure we're going sunset from what's happening here.
Nice and limber.
Be on the wrong side of 30. That's a trip. Pretty clean though, you can see, G2 have everything they need there in that post-farm. MIBR really trying to avert a situation like that. Try and plant their flag on these further forward extremities of A and B. Here. We're going to see
MIBR, they're just getting way too wrecked. They're not...
Oh, Melissa has the TP out.
I mean, they're just playing retake on A way too much.
God, they really want to control this orb! And SRN!
Okay. The Omen didn't even get involved in this. That was all just solo.
Suffice to say, all
raise.
Control goes to MIBR.
Some may say that is the truth, and there they go into B main. Time to get that orb. Amy is hearing a hell of a lot of footsteps, but not sure if that's going to do her much good. Actually
has the most insane timing. Obviously no spike,
lethal, very hostile footsteps. Okay, so Amy has snuck in behind. How long can Petra afford to just play safe here? Can she buy the time for Amy? She's definitely Well, she's having a punt here, trying to see if she can get anything. She offers up a little bit too much.
Because they've left heaven, they're gonna think that this might have happened.
They're going to look forward and say, "Hey guys, where's Amy? Is it possible that she's actually behind us?"
There is a quizzical ping in Amy's direction by MIBR, and yes,
30 seconds
I think they have sniffed it out. Amy says, "Well,
all right, he's saving." Dude, you should go for damage.
May as well save. Even Smiles.
Unless you don't want to give him an ult because of breach, I
the
guess.
Situation. Just going to fall away.
One away from Razor as well, actually, yeah.
A massive uphill climb for MIBR at this point.
Yeah, it would be nicer going into this round knowing that they don't have one of those big ults.
Amy wants to deny. Oh, she's actually going to swing this. Okay, SRN.
Breach. Okay, that's a breach ult. Raise.
Amy wants to wrap around, and good chance this gun gets stripped from her. Yep. Jelly steals the ace, and MIBR get to 7.
Glad they did the eco damage to the Cypher with 5k in the bank. That's gonna
worth a gun, you might say. Yes, Sayori's on a Guardian this round as a result.
6 rounds from now, that would have helped, but by that point, they'd have brought it to OT. So, all good though. We got the orb.
We did. They got B main orb control, folks. Beautiful.
Enemy remaining.
SRN is dominant on this map despite the scoreline. Has had some pretty sick multi-kills.
Okay, 5 chances. Okay, we haven't seen this combo yet. We saw it over to we see it over towards middle, not this yet. Not the best one way.
Smoke there.
That's
maybe they'll give it up a little bit more easily. Maybe
you got to be tall to be hitting that.
3 players into one position to take it. They're just going to play it a bit more relaxed trend. Clear towards A as well with this Trailblazer.
So Amy can start to assume that ramp position. Even maybe set up like an earlier tripwire if they do decide on A.
In the meantime, it's a slow take towards mid, setting up.
This is very...
What is looking
it's
like
kind of nice. MIBR need to take some map control.
That dark cover towards Mail. Amy feeling a ton of pressure.
Big duel on site. Sky v Sky. Okay, should be okay because of that.
Oh, and the drop down. Amy is felled.
Wait, are they going to start using all of their ults? Raise or... Oh, there's a chance now. These Raise or and Deadlock all. Damn, dude. Yeah, the aim is crazy. This all came down to this 1v1 on site, Sky v Sky. That's a different kill, it's a different round.
Actually get the kill off of it, that is pretty tragic.
That also behaves in some
interesting ways. There's a chance as well, 30 HP.
Nasty things with the lineups, but sometimes doesn't really.
Has everyone got the calmest aim ever?
30 HP.
Enemy remaining.
Oi, oi, oi.
It is just mad watching Jelly and SRN, this duo, at any given point. I'm still looking at this map. I feel like this has been over the whole game. G2 have been in control of this map the entire time, and somehow we're still going, and they have to call the timeout at 12-8. It's something about this is defying logic in my mind when you're looking at the game from the macro point of view. But then you look at the micro point of view, the numbers on the scoreboard, and you could see why this may still be going. It's SRN and Jelly with a combined 37 kills.
G2 and Fairness have, maintained that 4-round lead, right? That they, came out of the halftime break with. So in theory,
yeah, I mean, it's definitely doable now because of the
ults.
ults.
Playing here shouldn't be too much to ask for. I think we do need to look at the economy now and, appreciate the fact that this is kind of it for G2. They're trying to end the game in this round. The call has been to buy up, go big.
What do they got left?
MIBR want to try and hang on here. They're fully
I mean, maybe they have a set all with the Omen. They've been getting over towards A easy, like an Omen all to back a side after they flash towards Heaven. Could be a thing.
These showstoppers have extracted in the hands of SRN, and I don't think G2 have been playing against them.
What are MIBR going to do? Just 3-pass and send it down mid? Oh, okay. They actually did this before, right? Oh boy, this is a free A site. I'm worried for them. Out of all of the rounds they lost, they gave them A site again.
And now we're in the danger zone, which is a vacant A site, which is going to result in sonic sensors, tripwires, barrier mesh, everything going down for G2, and MIBR lacking that showstopper to get back in, lacking the satchel, the paranoia.
Yeah, they have a set Raise all round that they like to go aggro with.
Ramps there, you can see in terms of that Sentinel util. It's like a whole Saturn in there.
They haven't even got towards Heaven. They got a Sky Dog to get Heaven control.
Okay, a little bit of a variation from them here. Will it pay off? SRN trying to help clear this wall now.
Okay, they're turtled on site, but the two on site can still win this. Oh my goodness.
There on that high ground. Vanya playing close to the TV across, but there will be Petra ready to swing on this now. Oh,
the look at the util, they've all been grab netted. There's just no time. Yeah, they got a little bit wrecked. They just played retake on A like every single round. I feel like with G2 on.
G2 just looked comprehensively better on that map. It was a matter of the MIBR star duo, Jelly and SRN.
Okay, we've got Sunset. Sunset's third map.
In that game, G2 though, in my eyes, with a complete outplay.
Absolutely, maintain that nice little 4-round lead and stuck the landing at the end of split. So Sunset being on deck next. We're going to warm you up for it. Take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll chat map 2.
Happy birthday to Vanya.
I think Zeta can beat any of these teams. It would be hard. If Suzu keeps playing like this, then yeah, maybe.
Beep-a-da-beep, hurrah! Beep-a-da-beep, hurrah! Beep-a-da-beep, hurrah! Thank you.
What is eep de beep? It's Danish, right? Is it Danish or is it Dutch? Dutch? Dutch, okay. Sounds like wingman noises. That's crazy. Okay. Let me upload this VOD. I'm gonna spam some ads. This is gonna be the last map for me because otherwise, otherwise I'm gonna miss my flight. If this goes overtime, I think I miss my flight as well. So we'll raid someone if that happens. Okay, I'll look at it in a sec, guys. Okay, back on the bit.
response from G2 goes in with that win on Bind means we will definitely get a map 3 in this series. I'm your host Yingsu and I'm back here with Kakuka and two very special guests. We have Starbound and Dodo Nut in the house. Welcome, you guys. What have you been up to today? Have you been watching the games?
Yeah, we're in the crowd just watching some of the games. It's really fun, you know, making your own signs and holding them up and cheering on your team. So it's a lot of fun.
I mean, we like explored Berlin before this, and then we quickly came here and got sat down and watched some games.
Oh, I gotta know, what signs did you make? Who were you cheering for?
Yeah.
Did you make a sign, Dodo?
I was just drawing on the signs, not really making them.
Oh.
So who are you supporting for this matchup, though? Who do you have winning?
It's kind of hard.
Is it different answers?
Well, if MIBR like too old, I would have guessed MIBR, but since they're going map 3, I feel like G2 might take Sunset.
Ooh, okay, I like that. But let's take a look at the map 2 first and have a look at the comps because we saw two very, very different comps. Kakuka, what did you make of this?
I mean, I like the fact that we see Mimi back on the deadlock. I think that there was a lot of value added to that. The way that that was stopping MIBR, starting on the attack, they had a lot to deal with. And even though we see Vanya there at the bottom not having the best numbers, her assists were amazing and her paranoia has really made the difference.
And Starbound, what about you? How did you feel about these two comps?
Yeah, obviously the deadlock's to me a little different. You can hold down the sites a lot better. You could see they play a little bit more passively on the A site, and when they got pressured into hitting A, that it was really difficult for them, especially not having like a nade lineup to break those sensors. So it's pretty strong.
Yeah, let's take a look at some of those rounds because Kakuka, we expected them to have a good defense half. Were you impressed with the way the G2 played that defense?
Yeah, I think that as you're saying, right, you can play A side way more passive, and especially when you have a couple of things, right? We see a couple of whips on the side of MIBR at the beginning, uncharacteristic, right? Like this is a 2v1 and G2 come up on top, and this kind of aggression at the beginning is not really necessary from them. Even though the plan is good, I think that G2 and the awareness that they have with the space that they're given, it's just better, right? Overall, I think that at the beginning it was shaky for MIBR, probably because they did not expect the comp, and then they also did not expect the pressure that G2 was putting onto mid. Time and time again, I think that is what we were seeing, right? You have different layers to this. You have the deadlock, but you also have a rescue that will constantly go up against you.
Yeah, I mean, that's what she was doing. But also this round too, Kakuka, a little bit later on.
Yeah, exactly. We see a lot of utility having to be dispensed here. And actually stopping SRN has to be one of the priorities for G2. And this is a great example of them doing it. And it's not because of the deadlock, right? Like, deadlock is on the other side of the map. This is something that I really like from G2. And now we see her going onto side. And it's a corner that is not clear. But there is so much going on. The utility that you have to dodge. Players that you have to be aware of. That clearing that corner and everything going G2 side causes this round.
Honestly, if you're res Q in that corner, you pray they don't check you. And the second they don't check you, the round is basically done. But let's talk about one player I think was probably on the top of the scoreboard by the end of that map, which was Amy. And we were chatting here a little bit before, and Dodo, you were saying you feel like she's a little bit underrated in this server.
Yeah, I definitely feel like she's underrated and not really talked about. She definitely is a really good Senti. She does her role. She can also frag. I mean, what else can you ask from your Senti?
I mean,
do all of that.
We're sitting next to another great Sentinel player as well. Starbound, how would you rate her on the scale of, you know, the rattiness? Can we see more rat out of her?
I mean, obviously you can see from these plays, she's very confident in taking her solo fights, which you have to be like on a Sentinel. And when she isn't, she just has like perfect util to capitalize off of, so it makes her very strong and very scary to play against.
I think that especially the other day when we saw the first match against Crew, Amy was the kind of player, as you're saying, right, is the confidence, is the trust. She never has the kind of shaky aim. She's very clean in everything that she does. It's always a pleasure to watch Amy.
This is the thing about G2 though, right? Sometimes it's even hard to pick who's the best player on G2 because even like the fourth best player on G2 can sometimes be the best player on G2. And speaking of, we gave you guys a bit of a head-to-head after map 1 of Rescue versus SRN. So let's catch up and see how things are going right now. SRN is just so consistent. Starbound, I saw you were jersey swapping with SRN as well. Tell me what you think about SRN as a player.
Yeah, SRN's just like been putting on a show in all these matches, especially I was watching the regional against Team Liquid in Brazil and they were popping off, so seeing them here on the stage still being able to have that impact like really shows a lot of character.
Yeah, exactly. And also thinking about the next map, we see the rescue is catching up on those first duels, taking a little bit of the advantage, and that was definitely a differentiating factor. But
thank you so much, Sheriff.
Thinking about the last map, can we expect SRN to go on that Neon? Dodo, what do you make of that? How do you see Sunset being played without the Neon? How important do you think the agent is?
I feel like obviously Neon's very broken. Feel like we all should abuse that until it gets nerfed. But I guess some teams have like different play styles,
not tomorrow, Jack.
Sometimes Neon doesn't work for them, and I guess that's fine as long as they can adjust it.
Especially on SRM, right?
Gotta do some content first, so I miss tomorrow. But then I'm here for the rest of it.
MIBR's way, and we will be heading to Sunset in just a moment. And again, Starbound, I feel like you have a very special playstyle on this Sunset. And do you feel like this is what they need to exploit? You know, maybe lurk a little bit more, go mid a little bit more, be a bit more ratty.
Yeah, I think like Amy's already been having some like really good games, and she could definitely take control here on Sunset with any aggressive lurks with that confidence that she has. So it's definitely going to be like really fun to watch and see.
Hey, Neon against Raze.
And it looks like we won't have any changes.
Yeah, I mean, my eyes go to two main characters for me here. Besides the duelist,
I think I said Petra. I would do
she
Mini.
Made that swap
Sheriff.
Back into the fade. We know that it's lovely to see her play that agent. And on the other side, I'm looking at Jelly because their performance today and throughout this tournament has been amazing.
Jelly is just great. I feel like all the people that haven't seen Jelly before should have her on top of their list in terms of one of the best players in this tournament. Very quickly, you two, before we let you go, who's going to win this map?
I gotta go with MIBR. Just
flat chat, not this week.
Oh, I feel like I have to go for G2 now because we're up against each other.
We love it, we love it. And very, very lastly, we have Uber and Wyatt about to cast the last
I think everyone's
map.
too busy.
Would you like to do the favor, take my job, and toss to Uber and Wyatt?
All right, I'm sending it to you, Uber and Wyatt.
No notes from me, Starbound. Nicely done. Great to be back here on the caster desk. Our third and final map is Sunset. And obviously, the winner advances. The loser goes to the lower bracket to take on Zeta Division on a run of their own, Wyatt.
Not a team I'm excited to go up against right now when all 5 players are white hot and they have all the momentum in their favor.
And Serena doesn't have to stop moving to shoot me in the head.
Dangerous prospect. We're heading into a map here that I have felt both of these teams have excelled on. We saw MIBR destroy Giant X here with all 5 players fragging out.
Damn, we go fast.
We'll see if we get more of that.
G2 on defense, MIBR on attack.
That
flashes
everything. Though, and finds 1 for 2. The rest of the players are actually just trying to find this crossfire still.
MIBR, though, cut down to size. Just Sayori and Melissa left to work with. Vanya doubles back to the corner, says, no, I'm fighting this. I'm sick of MIBR just, you know, getting into my house and stealing my cookie jar.
Petra can just give this up for now, fall back. You still have Mimi to play with. You have that utility
for a cut
situation
sounds.
to try and, you know,
They could look like they could have gone back to any of these positions. As we can see, it's kind of cut off at least over towards middle. Camera info here as well, so it's not going to do too much. They could think they're B main, but
so the pace, understandably, has slowed
maybe
down
waited
a little
for
bit.
stun as well.
Petra gets a hit there. Big one, dropping Sayori down to 13. See backside get cleared here. Well, they might be about to realize that G2 actually pulled off the site in its entirety. Play from Link here, nice little Fortnite connection, but Sayori's still going to be able to get the plant down. Now getting some util of her own,
let's see if the flash can get them anything.
This crossfire, in they come. Forced back by the flash. Now we'll have a crack at it. Melissa throwing shots out here, trying to suppress them as much as possible. Mimi just walks into a hit shot. And out to 1 versus 2, and Petra will be on the line.
Okay, G2 handled this well. I mean, Vanya's flash was just everything.
But for you.
G2 are
they're kind of dominating the pistols at the moment, 4-1.
Doesn't win pistol rounds accusations. I think that's the 4th of the series now, if I remember correctly.
No, this series has been more about their struggles on the
the fade. Wait, the fade I hit 5 people as well.
That's the new G2 curse. They do a great job though in that crossfire, cleaning things up early. But I mean, realistically,
maybe
it is
fade
just
I was better than
well-timed paranoia going 1
better
for
than
2 on her own. Makes it all too easy for the rest of the G2 players to.
Okay, they got a plant, so they go for double sheriff.
Breach and the fade, double initiator utility.
We pretty much just rock. Oh no! We tried to rock the same strat, and the satchel means that the dizzy goes up the map. They weren't going to send it anyway. I'm pretty sure.
There's the tripwire here. So MIBR want to cross this
It
quickly.
was all meant to be a fake anyway, so they weren't going to retrieve this one. Just tried to get the rotate to go over to make this a weaker site with 2. Hold up. Hold up. Double gun. Oh no, not again, G2.
No resistance remaining for the
Why they
defenders.
keep getting eco?
I mean, what is that? We spoke of the curse, and suddenly it's activated into a 5-on-3. 2-man deficit. They do have the Bulldogs, though. Rescue trying to close in.
Yeah, I mean, that was straight through smoke.
Through the smoke. Good opening.
He's been so consistent. The game sense for a smoke shot has
So
been fantastic.
individual.
Rescue there steps up with a better weapon and is down by Jelly. Finally with a TP. Yeah, that did not expect that.
I don't know about that. That's
and
a
then
little
we
bit too risky to go for, but I suppose
get
in a
4
situation
guns.
like
The
that,
Omen play
any
wasn't too
risk is
crazy because
maybe
obviously
worth
had
taking.
Judge.
You're down by such a significant deficit. Disastrous for G2 on home soil.
Yeah,
just
that's a nightmare start.
in the new curse. We just talked about it. You can't.
The EDG with the ecos, yeah, it's insane. They get ecoed a lot.
Well,
oh no.
They had what, double sheriff into this one? That was it.
The MasterCard Thrifty, a lot of airtime over the course
Okay,
of the
MIBR's money is crazy good because of obviously 3 guns picked up. Maybe they saved the Judge as well. Yeah, they do.
Through, but it looked like she just got scrambled when the fault line came in and then realized, oh, I can't round the corner
Dude,
now.
look at the money on these 4.
Down, but the timing was just off, and SRN swings first shot, headshot with the Sheriff, still in sick form.
All right, MIBR, once again, just so hard to keep quiet in these early rounds of a half. Coming with some pretty respectable weaponry, given that they've pilfered all of it from G2. And again, the economic boost it gives you, if you turn this round into a win, which you should by rights, you've got such a great buffer developed credit-wise.
Okay, pressure credit over towards B, question mark in B main. Keep 3 here, especially with the door getting broken, make it look like a split. In reaction to that, they decide to clear over towards B. So they cleared B, they see that no one's there, Omen takes contact, and maybe the breach can help him out of the stun.
Dealt with by Rescue now, a couple of shots through the smoke. SRN cops away with one of them. It's going to be Vanya with the right click. She's able to get to safety back behind the box.
Yeah, there's a breach stun. Oh wait, that wasn't even a breach stun. That was a neon stun.
Vanya will still be feeling the pinch. Sayori gets in there with the Judge. And however, slow down. Tripwire does see G2 coming now.
Amy walked into it purposely as well to expose that it's the Cypher there, so maybe just going to be the one, but Petra is in tow.
Mimi set up, has some util to work with. 2 flash points and an aftershock up for the breach now. Again, the double util retake is pretty darn nice for G2 to work with. Melissa's under pressure, and it's going to be Mimi that takes it down.
Close.
Shubish gets in from the top of mid, and it's all up to Petra. Halves it. Swing. Takes.
Oh,
God. Petra now is in this.
No way.
Around the corner. Goes. The Prowler.
They ecoed him back. Petra 1v2 with a classic.
Even she can barely believe it.
You have got to be joking. How are they able to make that happen?
How does it go down like this?
With such a significant weapon deficit, all of the knowledge that MIBR have of their positions, they just have to swing onto her at the same time, but she's able to isolate each. What? That is a mental. I mean, my honest reaction. Oh my God, man.
Again, Mimi and Petra coming in for the retake with a lot of util available to them. They can really slant the odds in their favor. Still
okay,
so around, still very unfavored.
Where are we after all of this?
Able to buy up.
Yeah, I am just stunned. Yeah,
that's
MIBR's
no
economy
money.
was so good.
Yeah, what a giant round.
We're just into a buy. I mean,
yeah, no, everyone buys up into this buy round, but only one person getting upgraded the guns.
Itself, the pistol round, none of this even mattered. We're just onto a normal game of Valorant now.
Here's that breach fault line set up. Vanya respects it, backs up. Paranoia thrown in, is going to slow SRN down. They've got a satchel out of the fight, back behind the one-way. Melissa wants to keep edging forward. Dizzy can be recovered here. There's no danger in doing so, as G2 are playing pretty far back in halls.
MIBR look intent on trying to crack halls open. They have to
breach one away.
Set up Vanya in
the double with the base, you can get a kill, you go forward, you TP, and they don't expect the second one there. Go forward, TP.
Oh, the contact from SRN goes horribly wrong.
The Dizzy just baited it all. Yeah, Dizzy just wrecked everyone.
Catch on to Petra as she absconds.
Yeah, the Dizzy just completely nullifies the attempt at that kind of setup specifically because it's going to flash those multiple players and reveal them. The danger of doing that against a Gecko is shown right there.
Still, you have double initiator on a retake. Petra's used all of her util though. Mimi has it to burn. Listen, no need to overcommit to that. Sayori is going to be caught behind the box here, but no mechanism from G2 to dig around yet outside of that aftershock.
Whoa, what the?
Doesn't see either Amy or
What is that second kill?
There goes Mimi. MIBR back in it. These two teams are throwing absolute haymakers at each other.
G2 are going to have to
just
equal this.
desperately trying to get back in, but at that deficit, MIBR have way too many players set up ineffective crossfires. Even if Melissa doesn't find that, this kind of setup would have been good against, frankly, a newer, more current meta comp on Sunset. But when you're going up against the Gecko there, that position that Rescue is trying to play tucked in the corner is just going to get revealed. Unfortunate
Okay, well, we've had a lot of ecos so far, so maybe this one. We got a hero gun. Petra has ult as well. Hero gun goes searching in middle. I mean, the problem with doing this is you can't really retrieve it. Maybe they can. They go aggro over towards A, they set one up, and then now we actually have some backup for it.
MIBR's VCT team did that as well.
Oh wait, this...
Fun fact. Oh dear,
the
new
boy.
Box is not being checked, and Petra has it all at her fingertips. Sayori challenges it at least, evens the odds a little bit, but in goes
now
Rescue.
everyone can go and fight for those guns that I was talking about. Wow, this is pretty cool from G2. Yeah, new pause. Gotta check the new pauses. First time we've kind of seen that properly used. Well, I say properly used. We've seen it a couple of times. That's the first time it's paid off in something big.
I have retrieved the spike.
Just an eco round, by the way.
Yeah, just another one.
One rifle and hands.
5 rounds in, it's gonna be the third eco.
Just the classic. So, listen, if I were to give any of these two a rifle right now, it would be Amy. If I'm being totally honest, she has been incredibly consistent.
Okay, so plan is for Omen to make a lot of sound A and then TP back to B.
Melissa has the option to double back and TP onto the spike. Should it need to be recovered. So MIBR don't want to play together.
Are they even gonna hear anything? It's gonna get a little bit weird this round. So obviously we've got 15 seconds left.
Okay, so here's a TP into the B side. There's still a tripwire here.
Okay, it's worked pretty well. Look at the minimap, we're alright.
MIBR got to get this plant down and set up.
Get a good plant. Yeah, tried to plant in the old position.
Spike planted. The spike is planted for.
We haven't really seen the B main spam.
This new version of Sunset,
this might be the first, like where you actually want to smoke yourself off.
You know, spam game that we see pretty much every round of the past. No longer the case.
Vani didn't see anything there, so they know that Boba is effectively clear. So Melissa and Jubi's trying to play the old school post-plant setup. There's a cam here to play off of as well.
Okay, Melissa doesn't smoke off, just smokes the angle.
All of G2 started
yeah, now they got to deal with a one-way. I think they might have wanted to smoke themselves off here. Yeah, they kind of messed up a little bit, right? That one smoke has to go here. We're seeing how strong this one-way is. Like, you gotta play like old Sunset there, smoke yourself off and just hope that you win from time. Kill the diffuser. Hexo, thank you so much for the tier 1. Thank you for that.
In its entirety, you can only have a player spray from one angle, and you're just cooked. And now in this new version of Sunset, that's a situation where MIBR really needs to be playing more proactive, honestly, and trying to catch them out in a 2 versus 3 to find something to even it up.
Unless you throw your own smoke down, right, and then just take the risk of not being just identified by your tracers.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
So G2 convert a second Thrifty in the 5 rounds that we played so far. There've been 3 Thrifties in 5 rounds.
Yes.
Crazy.
Get everyone's money's low again.
Really, because mid is
okay, saying everyone
by MIBR, she's playing very passively on that A side.
This
timing might work against her here though. Yeah, swung into the double face. She's able to get back of it though.
Yeah, lucky to be alive.
Could have gone way worse.
Yeah, she is feeling the pressure in that situation with the paranoia ready to go out just as a defensive mechanism. But
they check it though, right?
Oh, not again.
You check it though, right?
Surely.
Master 912 with the Prime. Thank you so much.
They will.
You're checking this. No, they are clear. Back to back. I can't. The half clear.
Folks, and Petra has gutted MIBR in the middle of the map with the old sneaky beaky.
That's incredible.
The last 2 players as well, just getting
2K into a 3K, and they just already got to sit and spawn and save.
Make sure we win this round. How about we break their economy too? Why not?
The half clear.
What a day for
What a day.
Can you span the box? Yeah, you can span the box.
What a day to turn fully to the left, even. That would be a little bit nice.
That's a tilter. That's a massive tilter. Yeah.
For this, anyhow, their economy is not, totally in the place they want it to be at, so they're just going to retain all of their rifles.
That's outrageous. Honestly, I got mad respect for going there again.
Map designers looking on, rubbing their
There's
hands
no way you do
together
it 3 times,
Let's
but
try and exploit the
that's
new
funny as
features.
hell. Steph, thank you so much. Thank you. Do 27 months as well, Steph.
We
Appreciate
are getting a game that feels like it should be in the trailer for the map changes we saw. And this is how we changed B main, so you can no longer spam the spike. And look at how you can control mid from the new box. Like, actually just tutorial gameplay.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Good job, SRN. Good job.
Oh.
Don't do what I did again, okay?
I didn't think anyone was going to do it 3 times.
Yeah, no one's going there again. You're okay.
Surely not. Sure.
Petra has gotten 50% of her kills from that one position on the map. I don't think they're going to let that happen again.
I would be stunned. It is so... Petra is such a fun player to watch. Initiator main, but again, just acting like a duelist at times. Just going for whatever.
Yeah, I mean 10 to 3.
And then she hits him with the old, do as I say, not as I do.
The whole amount of kills is our team put together.
They give her the, and then me. Trying that in my ranked games and Van Silly raging over comms at me. Like, it is
the timeout, just check the box. Yeah,
listen,
it's just
the
it's one of those where they're just losing to just basics and
Petra,
checking corners.
You're
It's
offered
devastating.
liberties from your teammates and coaches. They'll
Time to chill a
allow
little
some
bit.
shenanigans on occasion when you're coming up with multi-kills.
You've just got to unleash her,
Oh,
really.
Just do what you do in practice.
Just got to let her go sometimes and forget that she's playing a Fade. And, maybe you should be sending a Prowler for
Yeah,
your
it looks like we're
duelist
going to go fast with this one. We're doing a couple of fast ones.
That's really a
Camera
1%
tag into
kind of
Omen
thing.
flash into Razor, maybe. Looks like we're half left.
Just jumping around 7, folks. It's getting a bit silly out here. Oh, looks like we're still going to do it. Showstopper for SRN.
Whoa,
They do
no
get back around
trade.
the corner. Mimi with some damage onto the offending Raze, but not enough to neutralize her. Amy might have a timing here. It's perfect. But Sayori is
Almost got
very
rewarded
quick
for that.
on the flick.
No way they do it again.
Look at
the confidence. They're way too confident right now.
Temporarily, neural theft popped as well.
Jubis spraying there through that cybercade. Spike is now down. 3 players for G2 to work with. The rescue's able to find
Oh
Jubis
no,
in.
not this all. 29 HP though.
We are going for the overdrive. So you're already pinged out by a horn over on the side here. Rescue stretching that LG to its limit. That's going to be Petra getting involved. Good trades here from G2. They have some presence on the site now. Jelly needs to be dug out. Melissa wants to get ahead of
That's
this.
unlucky timing. Oh, nicely done from G2. A little bit worried. This is a lot of ult to put into this one, but
We were just a hair away from another Thrifty, but we didn't quite get there. G2 finally able to stabilize
the timing, yeah.
2v2.
Getting Wingman out at the end.
Very clean fashion at the very end there as well. Petra again tallies up 2 more on the board in this round.
Oh, Sayori
finding that nice timing.
She's had a great map, despite it being a little oppressive for MIBR. Some of these just responding to timings and aim corrections. Yeah, you're good, Mimi. Don't worry about it.
So at some point here, G2 need to really be more prepared for the showstopper rounds. They have gotten caught legitimately every time there has been an attack side showstopper. They really need to pay closer attention to that and mind their positioning, because it's also frequently MIBR going really fast with them too. So
yeah, I mean, Mimi miming the experience of trying to shoot SRN in that situation. Here they come again. This time, VCT essentially give it up here by G2, despite having good weaponry to work with.
How MIBR set up this post plant though, where they're going to try to play more forward in the site.
Mimi's 1 away from Rolling Thunder, Wyatt.
Could be pivotal. Yeah.
Strong positions. If Breach gets a kill, Breach gets all.
Oh, look at this retake utility. It is
Oh, there's Breach kill.
Aftershock, they're actually caught onto rescue in the end. Jelly tucked here at the back of the side. Here is that.
Okay, only hit one.
Coming through. It's MIBR looking
Petra's
to make use
in trouble.
of it. Sayori lets it go. Melissa's able to find 2 off the back of it.
Petra's alive.
Jelly still pushed up here. Wingman dealt with by Petra now. 1 versus 3.
Surely not.
And she's able to get her first, get ahead of the fault line, but down to 41. This is a big job, but Sayori is
Look at
low,
HPs.
very low. A tap,
Damn.
a push up.
Ow.
Petra is her. She's
How is she winning these rounds? Ah, it should be impossible. That's incredible.
Actually inexorable on this map.
Yeah, it's playing too good. Playing way too good.
It is madness MIBR
Even
played
dodged
that
the stun there. I was surprised
so
at that.
well. G2, you saw that wave of util that came in onto the site initially, where the relay bolt came through, covered everything close, nullifies that close to Boba Crossfire that you now have to set up.
No way.
And then it gets countered by Sayuri, ripping that rolling thunder. And when things get scrappy, chaotic, earlier on in the series, it was Jelly and SRN that were really taking over in terms of the firepower.
14-3.
In regard to that aspect of the game, is just #1 in the server, bar none.
In control here, MIBR are pushing up. Mimi has to be ready for it. Great adjustment. SRN though gets through and makes it a 1-for-1, but Vanya said a trade.
Dude, the shots are crazy right now. The shots are really nice.
This round's going to be very quickly dismantled here as Zhubish has to make it work with the Guardian. Meanwhile, the raid buff Petra on the other side of that wall, just biding her time. It's going to be a multi-swing.
Petra's just running. Oh my goodness.
Too many heads to shoot at. G2 get their 7th.
Yeah, they got a lot of confidence. Healers, yeah, it's just running
for about
at them.
half a second, and then
not a known time biter.
Promptly rotated all the way upstairs and started sprinting right back in.
I don't care what anyone says.
Boba, it's just
the Dutch scare me.
So
she's terrifying.
The reset there to get the second kill is pretty impressive.
Instance, Amy just feeling the confidence, swinging in a way where typically she wouldn't, to be honest. That's not the swinging out in the open and tapping down multiple players isn't really the Amy percentage play that we're used to seeing. It's a testament, if anything, to where G2 are at right now mentally. You can see it from their expressions, coaches' expressions.
Just spamming the box at the beginning. They actually have a default now to just make sure no one can get to that box. It's so funny. I mean, this isn't going to work, right?
It's going to be rechecked now by the Prowler, forcing MIBR out of mid entirely.
Oh, it's kind of nice though. Prowler actually made them fall all the way back, and they smoked it.
A danger for the Brazilian side here as well. Look at their economy, and then you peek over on the opposite side with Mimi, rolling thunder, just waiting for
I feel like Vanya's had a pretty quiet game, but if you literally just look at how much map control she has the whole time, like a roll, she's doing so much.
That we'll see if someone is behind that box. No one is there.
They're so scared of this box.
It's going to be the rolling thunder. Can they get out? Rescue gets in there. Fast lane deployed. Mimi already found SRN as they
this was nice. Full pass and pinch over towards middle.
We've also got the neural theft because we got a corpse, baby.
And look at this. 40 seconds. All of MIBR bottom mid. No map control. Look at G2. Rescue is immediately pivoted and posted back up into B main. Cover going out. The time is dwindling.
30 seconds left.
The one-way going to be thrown out here as well by Vanya to slow
things down even further. Of course, they're just winning every single duel.
Is just a little bit too long.
They should be able to get a plant here, though.
Taking down mid.
Yeah, Petra just picked up the lurk. I think that was just a little jiggle peek. Vanya's going to get all of the info, and if I know Vanya, she will not be swinging from this box.
I love that she doesn't swing here. That was so nice. Just played it so smart. You always get them one there no matter what. The great stun coming in from Mimi as well.
Melissa is a sitting duck.
They're playing very good. Like the best they've played so far. Obviously helps on Petra's just killing everyone.
Watching Vanya as a player, she's really the definition
she's not dying. The thing with Vanya at the moment, it's just like map control and just presence alone is just incredible. She doesn't have that many deaths, I don't think. Like 5 or 6. Nah, not even 6. It'll be 5 or 4.
Plays in a way to try and force something on the opponents, try and go for an advantageous, or not advantageous, but rather like a slightly too risky swing. It's those kind of things that are really just outside of the realm of her play entirely. And especially on Sunset, I think that shines in her play. Really impressive player.
So far, by any standard, folks, this has been an utter drubbing. MIBR right now.
Damn.
Folded into pretzels by this G2 onslaught.
Dude, he's got some good lines.
Another opportunity to get onto the board. It's SRN with a quick satchel onto the side here. Stinger, though, they've got to get up close, and Petra slaps
the raid boss.
Not today.
Yeah, you can. Oh,
Jelly, okay. Sorry.
Right.
Okay. 3 off the Sheriff, now you're online. Thrash deployed here, jumping in towards Boba. Vanya pinged out there as well. They might be spending a lot here to try and get this round. They've also went for the neural theft just now.
Well, everyone goes B main. I'm not too sure about this. They don't have the best guns to spam, but are they gonna... I mean, honestly, the HPs are so low, they should be right.
The numbers should be overwhelming, the health should be overwhelming. One straight bullet will send Mimi to the grave.
TP across now.
Still nervous about how they're playing it.
A chance for her 4-2. Still time to work with. Another smoke available in just a moment. Drawing Melissa out of position. It's just a shoulder pick. Good patient play now. She might have to stick.
Got a Sheriff.
Just to the right.
Oh,
Melissa
not like this.
We're at half and counting.
There's no way they lose like this.
Thanks for coming.
Oh my. The 4-person went B main in the 2v4 when they had Sheriff, Stinger against the Smoker.
Okay, content with that. Yeah, you went down. Cool.
Oh,
I get to at least tie top fragging with 16 kills right now. This is really, again, MIBR just faltering to the difference in this Sunset versus the old one. It's again just playing for main. Look at the easy kills that Vanya's finding from that one-way dark cover. It's just too good at nullifying those positions. And with the superior long-range weapon, it's just all too easy for her.
Really cerebral player is Vanya.
Oh god, I'm not mentally wreck you. You're done after that round, I feel like.
On the other 3.
Jiu-Jitsu tried to mix it up by going for something far more proactive early on A. Despite having the...
Oh, I mean, they should have a round here. Razor.
Overwhelmingly interested in.
Petra could maybe win with all.
A tad bit of aggression. That was a moment where they go for it. It's punished. SRN showstopper. Finally shut down.
Mimi got it this time. She's got to be pleased about that one. Having to deal with the
offending
race each time they go for the showstopper. Mimi gets there, and here it is. Vanya on the side again. What a menace!
No way they won this one as well.
Okay,
they wrecked them on this half. They wrecked them.
These girls right now.
The Razor got plucked. Did the Raze go before the smoke hit?
G2 goes it. Is it Petra 18-5 or Vanya 18-6?
Unbelievable stuff here.
The Raze went before the smoke is down. God, they're making so many mistakes, MIBR. It's criminal.
With the rest of Sunset.
Well, it's been entertaining at least. Chat, I need to mute the mainstream. I don't want to get wrecked. Yeah, apparently so. They're trying to speedrun it. How many 50s? So it was 3 50s in the first 5 rounds. And then they just wrecked them. And then it was like every buy round, Petra was just hiding over towards middle. Oh man, it's devastating. And then, even after like middle not checking corners, the 2v4 they play over towards B main. This VOD review would take about 2 hours with the stuff that they're doing. Like there's so much stuff that's wrong. They never really re-cleared over towards A when they wanted to hit over towards B as well. Carrigan 06 with the Prime, thank you so much. Thank you. Like the checking of corners, I guess is... I mean, it shouldn't normally happen. It's a new spot.
Really been a tale of 2 different games. The first 5 rounds of Sunset, we had 3 MasterCard Thrifties. And then G2 just go and win 8 rounds in a row to dominate that first half.
Some say G2, others say Petra and Vanya. Okay. And both reasonable takes, if I'm being totally honest. The 2 of them combined, sitting at
able to watch Shopify game? Nah, we'll have to raid someone.
And I should have done this during the break.
We'll raid Mini.
But for a little bit of quick math, there are 36 kills in total, actually.
Natak, thank you so much for the Prime as well. Thank you so much for that, dude. Appreciate the 15 months also.
A little bit tough to imagine that MIBR are anywhere close in this game right now.
The math is not mathing.
No, it is not. G2 have been utterly dominant.
The devastating score? Yeah. Especially when majority of the time it's darker-sided.
That was a question I
we don't really know any more about this, but...
Because when we saw them on Sunset the other day, they blew out Giant X based on individual skill. That was it. And now we're seeing an outclassing as far as the team play.
Yeah, we've seen plenty of individual skill as well, though, if I'm honest with you.
That as well.
And then on the G2 side.
Yeah, and when you get them both together, that's when you're up 10-2.
Yes, up tremendous.
Go, go, go.
All right, here comes G2. Pass it on to B. Stack away from that B side by MIBR, so they are going to be priced into a full retake, but you'll note the breach util is there. I mean, this has got a bit to work with as well. Amy, though, this is a nasty little spot, but there's just too many things to look at.
Okay, let's see how G2 want to handle the after plant. Keep an eye on Petra's fade eye. Does she even have a good one from B main? Probably not.
Far too many angles to watch from players from MIBR that might be rotating from A, and there's that dark cover in the main. They're going to pull out a market, but the Paranoia will stifle them temporarily.
Okay, a lot of those flashes coming out now. Vanya paranoid for the time being. Aftershock, though, on the spike location as Wingman tries to get in there. It's SRN on the swing. SRN to try and salvage things here for MIBR. Sayuri has to step up herself now. Rescue's going to dive into the fog, head first into the smoke. Sayuri's going to be there. It's going to be Mimi to salvage now. But
it was a nice attempt. It got a little bit weird. The stun from B main hit like 3. And they had to all descended into the smoke.
He retook that with some serious
it was a good stun.
Getting back in from market, just placing the dark cover
overall,
onto
the pistols have been
protecting the diffuser
4-2, but 1-1 for this map.
And unfortunately for Amy, a rare mistake there, really being pressed up too far.
Yeah, it was a great stun.
Mid. Knowing that when the rotate comes in, there's just far too much to watch.
Second guessed herself
Definitely
there as well.
Regretting not playing a bit further back and listening for
Don't
that audio cue rotate and then pinching in from market.
Well, I'm looking at my watch wire, and it does appear to be time for a thrifty round. So how this game,
yeah,
how this game
does
is
feel
going.
like
That's
that.
Pretty fair estimate.
Well,
okay. I mean, there's
1, 2,
5
3,
classics.
4, 5.
I maintain my position, Your Honor.
Not even a frenzy, not even a sheriff. I mean,
GT spotted out though through mid, so this is very telegraphed. Melissa are able to just dispense with some of this util to slow G2 down. They are, for all intents and purposes, corralled into market, and now they'll emerge. Rescue with a recon bolt at the ready, but Melissa is waiting with a Spectre on the corner. Petra will step up, as will Mimi, and it will be knocked down summarily.
Okay, not bad at all. We got what? Armor rebuy, that's it.
Normalcy, the most clean anti-eco round you could possibly ask for. Aside from, tragically,
it was very clean.
One player will have to rebuy their light arm. That is a massive
moment of silence for that, yeah, the 450 credits. Thank you.
And maybe if Melissa lets someone else get all the kills, Omen ult, I mean, maybe.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not the worst when Omen getting it all.
You know,
I've really thought about this.
Considered,
yeah.
It's, you know, 9 out of 10. Pretty good. Not bad for an anti-eco. G2 have the full buy, aside from one light armor on Amy, who's going to be that late presence in mid as the rest of the team.
Oh, hey, I'm not getting that dizzy back. That's not great.
Does get slowed a bit. Neon's fast lane used early.
This could be a nasty fault line. That should catch on to at least 2
Oh,
players, but Rescue's going to
like
be
it was
forced
bugged.
back.
What's going on there?
The corner was pretty nasty,
Oh
but Petra,
my
even on the back
god.
foot, can bring 2 down. Sayuri with just a Spectre here. Now one way going to be thrown up here, but there's a big move for G2 into elbow now. Reinforcements are on the way, and Amy might be in just the position to stymie them from Link.
And now Sayuri is feeling a lot of pressure, gets a dark cover for safety to try and rotate back into the site if necessary as Rescue dashing close, low HP, trying to space for the rest of her teammates to get that plant in.
Going to go down flash it too.
Melissa wants to pay off his paranoia, but the smokes are still in the way. Amy, great positioning there. Able to see Sayuri over towards the link side now, but there it is.
That was a lot down to Petra getting opening kills again.
Bonus. Taken off the tracks, and it's dangerous.
It's not a good sign where our fight over towards A lose the dizzy on the roof.
Nice job just taking a
doesn't look like they're the most drilled on this map,
getting the
especially with all the stuff we've seen put together.
Smokes to fade and getting in position to swing for each other when that flood attempt was predicted to come in on the spike tap, and it did. They handled that well. Yeah, you can see this moment right
I'm
there.
in paranoia. They just didn't scale in with that.
For that, G2
I don't know what I missed you to win.
To the upper bracket final, it would be the 3rd year in a row at a GCC that they're able to do so. So long as, excuse me, they can close things out here.
Big presence in mid here. Sayuri aware of potentially some probing towards top mid, but it might be dedicated 2 players to that part of the map that are going to be a little ways away from helping via Boba, and now MIBR been locked into the site with that dark cover. Fast lane up here for Rescue. Zhubish wants to get close to the cyber cage. Rescue's going to have a double face to deal with. One for Zhubish is going to be traded out. Here's Melissa, but she's very, very low. She's going to find one. She's going to have to be enough.
Okay, big 2 on 2.
They've been a bit quiet of the last part of that last half, but now back in action. And maybe
even the 1v2 at the end, they still can't win.
It just feels like it's meant to be for G2.
I mean, yeah, they're just all the rounds that are like a little bit close. They're just clutching.
Everything seemed to be going the way of MIBR. Trades back and forth, but Jelly was stepping up in that moment to get the slightest of advantage for the Brazilian team, and it's just not enough, even in the 2 versus 1. Mimi, who's just been a consistent supporting element of the team throughout this series, finds a moment at the very end to shine on her own too.
What a finish. Oh yeah, you've got to be pleased with that. Now you know MIBR are forcing for the rest of the game.
Just honestly, cracking up.
It doesn't look great, Wyatt.
It doesn't look good.
There's not
much you can do, but they lost too many. They lost too many important rounds, too many close rounds.
Understatement.
It's haphazard at best.
It looks shockingly bad. If you take note of the economy, the fact that, I mean, look at G2 are on the cusp of every single
Look at this, though.
Better guns, better armor, they're up 8 rounds. They have 2 players with 21 kills.
Yeah.
They're in a decent position to close this series out.
It's a pretty grim prognosis, Doctor.
I've polled the experts, and they are saying that G2 Gozen should probably win this game and be in the upper bracket. Now, that being said, the experts cannot come to a conclusion on who will end up top fragging this series.
Wyatt's favorite minigame, folks.
Petra or Vanny. There's still, it's mad that they're still both at 21 and 9. How is this happening?
Where do you think MIBR is going wrong? I mean, that whole attack half is a bit of a disaster.
It's her birthday. Thoughts?
They were missing like basics, obviously, like clearing stuff, but also like their macro of pushing back, and creating pressure on A when they hit B was just missing.
Kills between the 2 players, if not more. I'm not going to do the math though. So very passive. I mean, G2 almost play around a push up into B lobby. MIBR just don't have the weapons to take these sort of...
Blinksy with the prime, thank you so much, thank you.
So many Spectres in the mix here.
Yeah, and go over towards B, they pick up the Fatal.
With that fault line, she was ready to siphon some really
good damage at least, but they'll kind of take an Omen flash out of him.
A rescue weak. Doesn't go down at the very least. G2 have really shown their propensity for patience against MIBR on these attack sides. We saw it all the way back on Bind as well.
Was there undoing there, though?
At times it certainly was, yeah. But at other times it was perfectly handled, exploiting MIBR's willingness to
picking the right site,
overly aggress in certain moments.
We are not seeing that here.
Where are the cages?
Certainly not.
So you're already ready to play off any
They
sort
don't
of
have money for cages.
contact, and in comes the fault line. Rescue affected by it, but she's able to get to the left just in time. Okay, here's the Nightfall. Zhubi's playing pretty far forward. Rescue says
no way. Yeah, and the Fatal just minus 80 damage to both of them. And that was it, just 2 body shots each. Maybe 3. No, I think they had light armor, right? I think it was 2.
Okay, Mimi's going to be detained there and no one's able to play off of it for G2. That's essentially a free kill, but Fanya is good for it. SRN is down. 2 versus 3 now as Jelly
this pause is
gets
so
some
good.
action going. Fanya, again, the patience, it's signature, and it's
Okay, nicely done from G2. Absolutely wrecked them on this map. Super convincing.
That was just complete.
And honestly, I'd be a little bit worried if I was MIBR there.
The score on Split, I don't think indicates how strong
sunset doesn't look great.
there either. 2 maps
Dude, when G2 play like this and the individuals are stepping up to like what we've seen before, that's when they're scary. This is a much better look for them than their first game.
Their peak, they are as deadly as ever. 3rd upper bracket final in a row, 3 years in a row in every Game Changers championship.
Yeah, this was nice. Okay, chat. I gotta go relatively fast, otherwise I'm gonna miss my flight. I'm gonna raid Mini. Okay, I'm gonna raid Mini. I will not be here tomorrow. I've got to shoot some content, but I'll be here from the 15th, 16th, 17th. And if you watch here, you'll get the Queen title. So it should be live on the 15th. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. I appreciate you all.
Really felt like the attack side for MIBR was very solid there.
Yes, thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Enjoy the second game, right? Okay, peace everyone. Peace, peace, peace.
Post plants with the deadlock and Cypher util really just exploiting their composition.
YouTube chat also. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you, thank you.
Seem to know how to unravel it.